Before we get started with tonight's show, I gotta thank the awesome super chatters from the last episode that we did, and that's going to be the Spoiler Kings. Guys, for everything movie related, they've got awesome movie related live streams from everything to movie news, movie reviews, movie trailer reactions, all with this fun, great group of guys. Don't miss out on all the fun that they're having over there. Join the community by hitting that subscribe button. Go to their channel, it's down in the link in the description below. And thank you so much to the Spoiler Kings for their generous contribution to the show. It means a lot to me. It goes a long way. I cannot do this show without supporters like you. Thank you guys so much. All right, guys, tonight on Zach Milne Talks Live, we've got Inside Out 2 absolutely crushing, annihilating the box office, proving to all of us idiots the box office is alive and well. The long-awaited return of the Russo brothers seems to finally be happening, but might not be in the way that you think. Spaceballs, The Search for More Money is a long-promised sequel since 1987 Spaceballs came out, and it looks like it may finally be happening. And lastly, Deadpool's box office projections seem to be over 200 million opening weekend, and the possibility of this movie reaching $1 billion has just increased with the announcement of a release in China. It's you guys, it's me guys, it's also our buddy Zach Attack Reviews joining us on the show today. Gonna be a great time, cannot wait to get started, so let's just do that right now. Whoa! Didn't I just have a beard? No, I'm kidding. That was pre-recorded. We're live now. Hey, what's going on, guys? We are here. We are live, and welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's always an honor and a pleasure to have you guys here. I missed you guys. We missed last week, so this is nice. This is nice to get back to the routine. Episode 89, guys, approaching that 100. We are going to make it. And guys, I just want to say, if you're new here and you haven't been to the show before, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. We talk about movie news, and it's going to be the predetermined topics that you heard in the beginning of the show, but we also take your live comments and questions for the whole duration of the show. So if you want to get a comment and question in there, please put it in the chat. We will try to go all night long if we have to get to your commenting questions. And if you want to, because it does help out the channel tremendously, and a lot of you guys are amazing supporters, we do have super chat options. And if you do send in a super chat, because I know a lot of you guys have channels of your own, I want to say more than just thank you with words. I want to help you guys and your channels out as well for helping my channel out. So we've got a super chat guide here. For $1.99, you get a community post made at the end of the show linking to your channel and giving you a shout out. For $2.99, you get a community post as well as the link to your channel and a shout out in the description of this video. And for $4.99 or more, you get the community post, the link in the description of this video, as well as next episode's video. And you get a special video shout out like you saw at the beginning of the show for Spoiler Kings. But as always, guys, super chats are not required to get your question or comment answered, but they will also push your question or comment up to the top of the list. And without further ado, guys, let's just bring them on. It's the power of one, it's the power of two, and it's the power of many. When I've got Zach Attack Reviews on here, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me on. That whole intro was hilarious, had me dying laughing. Especially, was like, wait, didn't I have a beard? Because I was watching the intro, I was like, hold up. When did he shoot this? He planned this for months.
It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? Yeah. No, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I've been looking forward to this all day. I'm really, really hyped and excited. This is my last YouTube thing I'm doing for the week, so I'm super excited to go all out for Zach M. Zach Milne. Said your name right.
You finally said it. Wow, look at that. 2 years in the making, I think.
I know. I should have waited for the 100th episode. It would have
crazy that I think, or maybe not 2 years. When did we start? Was the Quantumania the first stream that we did together on your channel?
So.
Was that it? So it's been a year. So it's been.
Quantumania came out last year?
It came out 2023. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Feels
right?
like 5 years ago.
You want to get your mind blown?
What?
Echo came out this year.
Oh my god. That's insane.
Echo came out in January. I was talking about that with my brother the other day. I was like, oh yeah, Echo was out this year.
Like movies came out in January. That's how crazy it feels. Like,
yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Time flies when you're going through a mediocre movie year, but but it's picking up. It's picking up, and we'll talk about some of the ways it's picking up in just a minute here. But we're gonna get to these live comments and questions because these guys have been awaiting. Some of these people have been waiting since 4:30. We got the laser in here since 4:30 saying yes. There we go. Okay, I think you got it right. I think I was a little short. I could feel that. I needed to go a little bit. I need to extend that a little bit more next time. What's going on, Laser? Thanks for joining us, man. Thank you for being here so early. We're getting started already. The Laser saying the Toe-Zack Goats. The Toe-Zack Goats.
I think it'd be 2, but
that's no. That's the name of our band, dude. The Toe-Zack Goats.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. Original.
It's a sick name. Dakota Man Movies is in here, at least for a little bit. He says he can't make it to today's stream, but he's out of town this week. Well, I hope you have a great time, Dakota. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Yeah, Dakota's great. Absolutely amazing. The Laser says, I was on Zach's stream yesterday. It was so fun, and he didn't call me horny. And now I'm here with both OG you guys, and I can't wait for tonight. Absolutely, man. I promise to call you horny. Don't worry about it. For the kids watching, it just means he has horns. This is a family show. Jay Pylon, what's going on, Jay? Thanks for joining, man. He says, what's good to chat? Salute, hello, Zach, Milne Talks Movies and Zach Attack Reviews. Yeah, and please, guys, if you're not subscribed to Zach Attack, first of all, I can't believe I didn't do this. Just coming off 1,000 subscribers, dude. Congratulations on that. Been a long time coming. So much hard work. I've seen you behind the scenes and all the work you put into your channel, and you've just been crushing it. Your Inside Out review right now is crushing it. What's that at 1K at this point? I think last time I checked it was 980.
It's getting real close to 1K. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. Congratulations on all of that. Congratulations on the 1,000, all the success. You're killing it over there. And if you guys aren't over there, he's down in the description below. Go check him out and give him a subscription. I don't think you guys will regret it.
Appreciate that.
Jay Pylon saying thumbs up in the chats, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hit that like button.
The Laser says I haven't seen Inside Out 2 yet, so please no spoilers. All right, man. All right, we won't do that. Would you say that that's a movie full of like? I know spoilers are kind of like subjective to everybody, but I think of something that I would say is a spoiler for Inside Out 2.
It's like handful of stuff, like it's like very, very small.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah,
the vault.
I don't even want to be like maybe that's a good one. What we got the Laser saying, what two emotions run in your guys' head? For me, it's joy and anger. Ooh, all right. That's a really good question, actually. I think. Oh man, that's. I think joy is in there for sure.
Yeah. Right now is Inu. What was that? Boredom, or sadness? No, not sadness, but boredom, and and jealousy, because I'm jealous of that clean shave you got.
That's what's going in your head right now at the moment.
Oh my God, look at the clean shave.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like. I don't want to say anxiety because that feels like a very intense thing to say, but I think in like normal life I am a little bit more timid and shy, and fear is also too intense. I'm just aware and stuff, you know. And sometimes I go a little too far with thoughts in the future and what's going on now. And
there's anxiety.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess I've never really thought of myself as a person that has like a lot of anxiety, but. I guess I do.
And like the movie said, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
I will say the movie, like I was talking about this with my wife too, because we were walking out when we saw it together. It's a must see for all kids, like not just kids, like everybody. It's a must see for everybody because it's what Pixar does with these complex emotions and these complex themes that they're tackling, and the way that they simplify it and put it into these colorful, entertaining characters. It's really incredible.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Incredibly brilliant is what I kept thinking. My wife, when we were walking out, and I have to credit her for this. She had this idea for a third movie, and I thought it was hysterical. And I'll pitch it out to you guys here. And this is for my wife, just to let you guys know. This is not me. This is my wife. Make sure she gets full credit. She said in the third movie they should do like a Toy Story 3, where they age up Riley and she goes to college. But the story is she gets blackout drunk and the emotions have to try and find her missing memories.
That's amazing. I love that absolutely, because I've been saying like, oh, it'd be a great trilogy. I don't want a trilogy of this. I want like 5 films. I want that now for the third one, because that's genius.
The first PG-13 Pixar.
Yeah, and then I would like it for her to be like an adult, like an adult, and then her to be like a grand person.
That's the thing about Inside Out that's why I kind of say I think it's their next Toy Stories, because there's so much you can tackle with just the age of this character. And you could even
Yeah.
go to different people if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do Riley, and we've done her in I guess middle school. This one dealt with high school or going into high school.
High school.
You can do graduation, you can do college, you can do career, you can do parenthood, you can do grandparenthood, you could like there's so many different phases of it's crazy. It's
life.
Crazy.
She can grow up with us.
So. Yeah, absolutely. Which I think she definitely is with that box office, which we'll talk about in just a minute. The Laser, also 2 years today. Toy Story 5 releases in theaters. I know you both wanted Toy Story 6. How excited are you? Let's get through Toy Story 5 first.
Yeah. I need to go back and watch Toy Story 4, which I haven't seen still.
You still haven't seen Toy Story 4? Okay.
No.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, look, here's the thing. With Toy Story, they've proven you don't bet against them. I mean, they came out with the first one. It's a masterpiece in some people's minds. Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3 is probably still my favorite, but I flip-flop between 2 and 3. They're both so good. And then when 4 was coming out, it was kind of like, oh, we had a great trilogy, don't ruin it. And, it's all subjective. But for me personally, I thought they did a really good job with 4. I enjoyed 4 quite a bit. So they're 4 for 4. So the fact that they're doing a 5th one, which I'm a little apprehensive about because it feels more like an announcement because it made $1 billion, so we want another $1 billion, so we're going to do 5. That's how it felt in that announcement, whereas 4 was very much like we had an idea for how to do Woody's story, which I always liked about how they announced 4. So I'm apprehensive on Toy Story 5, but let's see how it goes. Let's see if they can do 5 for 5, and if they do 5 for 5, I'll be down for 6, probably a little bit more than I am right now. But right now, I'm just kind of like, at some point, let it rest. At some point, you do have to let these things rest.
But I will say, though, the fact that they are spreading them out, and that's another, when we talk about Inside Out too, in terms of like why it did so well, I think spreading these movies out and not coming out like, oh, every other year we get a Toy Story. It's like every couple of years when we find a good hook, you'll get a Toy Story. I think is a smart idea.
But unfortunately, money is what they're after the most. So it's gonna make $1 billion, and they're for it. The Laser says, I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers. That's amazing, dude. Congratulations on that. And Zach put a cheering sound effect on his stream when I told him, but enough about me. I'm proud of both of you guys. Keep it up. Oh, thank you so much, Laser. That is very, very kind of you. And that's amazing, dude. Almost 2,000. Like, keep going. You're killing it. Amazing job. And I would give you a cheering sound effect if I had that, but I do not. The Laser says almost number 90. Now I'm barfing all over the chat. It's been 8 months since I joined this channel and live stream. Wow, dude, 8 months. Well, thank you so much for being here and being part of the community for that long, dude, and all your support. It's been incredible. And such an honor to have you a part of this community, man, and being here.
A strong part of the community.
Yeah, very strong. Nolan Mixell, what's going on, Nolan? Thanks for joining us. Just saying, yo, Collective Movie Man. Hey, Zach 1 and Zach 2. We can fight over that later. Who we think we are. What's going on, Collective? Thanks for being here, man. The View with Drew, always here to support. Thank you so much, Drew, for being here, saying what's up to everyone in the chat. Collective Movie Man saying I'm watching The Ring 2. I've only seen the first Ring, and I've never seen The Ring 2. Zach, have you seen The Ring movies?
No, I saw a clip of her come out of the thing. I was like, nah, too scary for me.
It's disturbing. It's pretty. The movie. It's funny because the movie, The First Ring, is you can watch it for the first time on the channel. I did it, I think, 2 years ago. It is just like the most anxiety-filled movie I've ever felt in my life. It is so stressful. But then by the end of it, when you look back on everything that happened, it's like, I guess it wasn't really all that scary. It was just the atmosphere and the execution of it made it feel
and not
so
knowing
tense
what's going to happen.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, that movie, I had to, there was moments where I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with this. I took my headphones right out. The Laser says Nolan is my bestie. Laser's my bestie. Inside Out 2 be swimming in money, Scrooge McDuck style. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's very sweet that the Laser and Nolan are good friends on here. But yeah, the Inside Out 2 is going to be. We'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about it. Trev's Movies, what's going on, Trev? Thanks for joining us, dude. Says, I can't stay long, guys. I just got out of an early screening for Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot, and I have to get my review written. It's the new Angel Studios movie, if you're curious. I've never heard of it. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of I didn't know it was Sound of Hope. I heard the story of Possum Trot before.
I have not. I have not heard that. I'll have to look that up. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Trev says, by the way, Zax, I did find out from Sean Chandler how to get an advanced screening and stuff. And you're still not telling us? What's this tease?
Let us know.
Yeah, come on, man. We're all friends here.
Yeah.
Let's put it in the chat here. That's really cool, actually. That's really cool, though. The Laser says scene inside of Zach Milne's head was crazy. Yeah, I appreciate all the support on that video and on that skit. That was a lot of fun to put together, and the response has been fun to see. So I appreciate it.
When you put a lot of creative hard work, you want people to let you know, like, this was great.
Yeah, a couple hours. It was good. It was good. Just a couple hours. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun. It's also kind of fun too, because when I go to my analytics, that's where the dip is.
Wait, what's the dip? Oh, the skip?
When people leave or skip.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, but you know what? It's near the end of the video. That always happens near the end of the video. And those who did stay gave really positive feedback to me, so I appreciate that. Okay. Collective Movie Man said, it's finally raining here in Michigan. Maybe I'll actually be able to sleep with my window open tonight and not have to use my air conditioner. Won't you get all wet if you sleep with the rain and your window open? Well, I guess I don't know where your window's placed because that'd be creepy. But but yeah, man.
You need to tell him something?
I hope you get some good sleep. Here's a fun question. How do you sleep, Zach? What, like, is it eye mask, Zach? Is it covers on, belly flat? What do you do? How do you sleep?
I'm kind of like cuddling style, sitting on my side or laying on my side. I have a head cap on to protect the hair, and I'm kind of curled up like this in a fetal position.
Nice. I'm kind of the same. I'm like in the fetal position on my side, usually my right side, and I need to have a fan. I need to have a fan on. I need to have a fan on me. I need to feel the wind. I don't care.
I need to have a cover on too.
Yes.
Like, I need to have both. I don't care if it's 90 degrees or 20 degrees. I have to have the fan and the cover.
Welcome to Zach Milne Talks Bedtime. No, it's always fun to hear how people sleep. I don't know why. 80s giving 90s. What's going on, 80s kid? Thanks for joining, my friend. Says, what's up, Zach and Zach? I'm doing pretty well, dude. How you doing? He says, I saw Inside Out 2 yesterday, and it was the best therapy. Oh, that's a really good way of putting it. That's a really good
I gotta watch his review. I know it's going to be great.
Yeah, I watched his, because it popped up on my home feed. I watched his Bill and Ted review that he put out, I think it was a couple days ago. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was, he really utilized the word excellent. It was awesome. Everything was excellent, and I agreed with it. Like, yes, this movie is excellent. Have you seen Bill and Ted? I don't know if we've ever talked about that.
I've seen the original one a long time ago.
The original one? Oh, man, you gotta finish the trilogy. But don't finish that trilogy before you finish the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Damn it!
You weren't getting out of this without at least one.
I know. Oh man! I really wanted to go. It was in theaters, and I wanted to go see it, but the showing was at like 8 p.m. and the movie's 4.5 hours. I was like, "There's no way." With 30-minute trailers, and I'm not doing this.
See, I'll give you that. Like, I can see why you didn't go to watch it in the theaters. I totally, that's valid. That is a lot to ask. That's a big commitment, especially going out to the theaters. So that's cool. But if you have the Blu-ray, no excuses.
Someone bought it for me.
The Laser says 2 Zacks is wild. Oh yeah, man, it gets crazy. Gets crazy up in here. Collective Movie Man says, I'm definitely going to try to watch as much as I can of the live stream, but I want to finish my movie first. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, honestly, the fact that you even choose to come here over a movie or to start a movie, like, appreciate it so much. None of you guys need to be here. It's never lost on me that you guys are giving me your time, You're giving the community your time. You're here to just have fun and hang out, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you guys so much for giving us your time. Laser is just laughing, lol. Travis Movie says my review of Inside Out 2 passed 1K. Nice. In just a couple days. I'm just guessing it's because of my thumbnail where I imitate the 5 main emotions. I mean, I did watch your review, and that was a really good thumbnail. It got me to click. So yeah, absolutely amazing, dude. Congratulations on that 1K. The Laser says, has this year gone by fast? I'm a blink and it'll be the year 98-99. For me, no, it hasn't really gone by that. I mean, maybe by December I'll be saying that, but for now, it's not really going by too fast. How about you, man? How's your year been?
I feel like it has kind of flown by because I'm trying to think of like major events that happened in January and February, and I can't even. It feels like so long ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like June kind of crept up on me. Like right about now, I do like my top 10 movies of the year so far. I'm like, hold up, I'm already there. Holy crap.
Okay, that's fair. I think for me, I'm just like waiting for Deadpool and Wolverine. So for me, it's just like it's not July yet. It's not July yet. I got tickets on the Thursday, and I got tickets for the Friday. So I'm hoping to see it back to back.
Oh,
I'm hoping. I'm gonna have to like, because the movie starts at 3:40 on Thursday, and I'm off at 4.
You're really hoping for those 30-minute trailers.
I am going to the theater. I'm hoping for the longest trailers in the world. I'm hoping for the longest ads, and I am just my seat is preserved. So I'm running up there. I think it'll take me about 8 minutes to get from my work to my theater. So
okay, that's not.
We'll see. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. 80 Skip from 90 says, hey, Zach, I just talked about seeing your Bill and Ted video, actually, man. Yeah. So, yes, I did, and it was very well done. 80 Kid says, what Pixar movie do you think needs a sequel next? What would you say? What needs... I'm still going to say Incredibles 3 should be their next trilogy. I think there's still a lot they can do with Incredibles.
That just makes the most sense.
Yeah.
They could find a way. I shouldn't even be saying that because I haven't seen any of the Incredibles, but...
Really?
But
not
one?
Me,
not one of them.
Wow.
I haven't seen a lot of Pixar films, which is like, I'm watching the ones that I've watched. And I'm like, I love these. I need to watch all their films.
So which ones have you seen?
I've seen all the toys. Well, no, I haven't even seen all the Toy Stories. I've seen the first 3 Toy Stories: Lightyear, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc., Soul, which I loved, Turning Red, which I loved, Inside Out 1 and 2. And I think that's it.
Okay, so of that group, what do you think should get another sequel?
Of that group, I don't think Soul should get another sequel. I think Turning Red can get another one.
Yeah, kind of a coming of age story that you could continue the growth of her and telling that through her panda persona.
Yeah.
You could do something. I wasn't a big fan of Turning Red, so I'm like, yeah, pass. But you could do something. You could do something with that. Yeah, Incredibles 3. Other than that, maybe revisit Ratatouille.
Oh yeah,
that could be kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Maybe. Oh, you know what you should do?
People love Ratatouille.
You do the bear with Ratatouille.
Oh, like this intense,
yes,
animated. Oh, that's genius.
Yeah, that's what you do. You do the bear meets Ratatouille. There's your sequel.
It's perfect. Oh my god, get that going now. That's genius.
The Laser says Monsters Inc. should be the next sequel. I mean, if you count Monsters at Work, that sequel series they have going on, they've kind of already done a sequel. Monsters Inc. and Coco should get a sequel. I'm hesitant on Coco because I love Coco so much, and it's just it's such a. I guess you could do another adventure in the afterlife type thing, but it's just such a sweet ending. I don't know.
Yeah.
80 Skip 90 says, I think Andrew Stanton should direct a sequel for Lightyear. He's been at Pixar since the beginning. I believe he's going to be doing Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
Which he wrote. I think he wrote all the other Toy Story movies. I think he wrote them. At least the sequels. But I'm not interested in a Lightyear sequel, to be honest. It just wasn't for me. Did you like Lightyear? I don't remember.
I actually ended up really liking Lightyear a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
I don't know. it felt like animated Interstellar, and I thought that was pretty dope. With even like the
Kind
themes,
of,
because Interstellar
yeah.
is like drama, it's a lot of family, it's very emotional, has like a melodrama, and I feel like it had a similar vibe to that.
That's a really good point. I can see what you mean, especially the way they tried to. How did the twist work for you at the end with the reveal of who Zurg was?
Him being in the future, I felt like it worked story wise. I could see it not working well in terms of like the fandom.
Yeah.
Like if you're like a fan of the lore, and especially like the Buzz Lightyear show, which was an animated show, which I liked a lot, but within the plot, it made sense to me because that was him overcoming his problem. And I didn't see his future self becoming the bad guy. So
Yeah. I'll tell you what didn't work for me with that. And it's going to be like the most pettiest, nerdy Toy Story thing. In Toy Story 2, the toy Zurg, it's a joke, but then they kind of make it canon. The toy Zurg is Buzz's father. It's a Toy Story joke, or it's a Star Wars joke where he says, "No, Buzz, I am your father." It's a joke, but then he's playing catch and he calls him dad, and they play it straight, like Zurg is his father. So when that happened, I was like, "What the heck? You broke canon."
But always remember that like Lightyear is the true story that inspired the toy. So even if it's not direct canon.
Lightyear is the movie that Andy watched
that
was
the toys. Yeah,
so
it doesn't fully break canon.
Well, I mean, if Andy's this is such a deep conversation. If Andy's watching the movie, then the toy resembling the movie should still be the same character from the movie. It'd be like if I bought a Luke Skywalker toy and it was Darth Vader's brother.
Gotcha. Yeah,
but
no,
in the movie,
what you're saying now.
You know what I mean? So yeah, Lightyear. That's my biggest problem.
And it's hilarious that we just had this deep conversation about Toy Story lore.
Who knew they had it? The Laser says there probably won't be a sequel for Lightyear. The movie flopped and was hated by a lot of people. I wouldn't mind a sequel, but I think Disney may stick to one more Toy Story movie. Yeah, Lightyear just didn't do that great.
No, I didn't.
Nolan Mixel says I wouldn't mind a Monsters Inc. sequel. I wouldn't mind one either, but I'm just saying they kind of have one. Although he's saying Monsters at Work was just all right. Yeah, that's fair. I didn't watch the rest of season. They're on season 2 only now. I don't remember. I watched half of season 1 and then I just kind of like forgot about it.
You just dropped out. Just like, it's not capturing me.
Yeah, kind of. It's not like, you know, I need to stay caught up with the Monsters Inc. world or anything like that. The Laser says Monsters Corporation should be the third movie's name.
Ooh,
I mean, we're still waiting for the. Oh, I guess Monsters University counts as a second movie. So yeah, I guess it would be the third movie. Lots of great Pixar questions in here today. The Laser says, "What's your guys' 3 favorite Pixar duos?" Mine is Woody and Buzz, Mike and Sully, and Joe and 22. I mean, Woody and Buzz are like the OGs. Like they're up there. Like you got to have them up there.
That's definitely one.
Carl and Russell from Up. They're a pretty nice duo. They're pretty cute. Mike and Sully are OGs as well. I mean, Dory and Marlin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love finding. Yeah, that's gonna be up there. So that's probably my 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of good duos. I'll just stick with those ones.
Yeah.
Age Given 90 says that's why I think Stanton should direct a sequel if Pixar decides to give Lightyear another go. I mean, we have to wait and see what he does with Toy Story 5 before I'm like, yeah, give this guy Lightyear. He can fix it.
Yeah. See what he does.
He's saying Mike and Sully as well. The Laser says Stanton wouldn't be a bad choice. He also could do a Woody movie if he wanted to. Not bad director choice, man. I mean, I don't think they're going to do a Woody movie after Lightyear didn't do so great because, like, Pixar doing a Western I think would be interesting, but I don't know if even an animated Western movie would do great. And you'd break canon because Woody is based off of a 50s black and white puppet TV show, so you can't really do a movie unless it's in that kind of style.
Yeah. He's like, canon.
Well, unless you say it's a reboot of the TV show, then you could do it. But if it's like this is what Andy grew up watching, it's like, no, he's not. I know the truth. Age Given 90 says my favorite duo is Buzz and Woody. Yeah, it's hard to beat them. Age Given 90 says I rewatched The Incredibles 2 earlier today, and The Incredibles 3 would be great. Yeah. I think I think of all the sequels that of all the franchises that should get a trilogy, I don't know how Incredibles hasn't had one yet.
Yeah,
It's just like
took a
it's
long gap between 1 and 2. So
yeah, they did. I think it was 2004 for the first one, and then 2018 for the second one, something like
it's
that.
14 years. It's insane.
Which I thought the second one was way overhyped. Like I thought it was good, but
Mm.
I didn't think it was like amazing. And people loved that movie when it came out, and I just didn't see what everyone else saw. All right, guys. With that, we are half an hour into the show. We have welcomed everybody, so thank you so much. We will get back into the comments and questions, but first, we are going to go to topic number one. And topic number one is going to be this, guys. Inside Out 2. Now, this was a movie that I was highly anticipating at the beginning of the year. I think a lot of people were. We didn't really know to the extent how much anticipation there was. I mean, we suspected there was a lot, but earlier this year, we were having conversations. The box office is dying. The box office isn't doing anything. We had Furiosa, which made almost near nothing in the box office. And then we had Bad Boys, which kind of brought some more life into the box office. Well, you want to talk about life in the box office, Zach? How much money did you think Inside Out 2 was going to make? Be honest. How much did you think it was going to do on its opening weekend?
80 million.
80 million.
Yeah.
I mean, the projections were, I believe, 50 to 60, and then I think they upped it to 80. Now, I believed in the 100 million. I believed it could be big. I thought that, kids have grown up with it. People love it. I thought that it was one of the more beloved Pixar movies in the last decade. I had real faith in it, but I did not have 155 million opening weekend faith in it.
No.
Wow. This came to us from Variety. And this is what Inside Out 2 did over its first weekend. It was the biggest opening of the year, overtaking Dune Part 2 with 82.5 million and Godzilla x Kong with 80 million. It's the only release of 2024 and the first since last July's Barbie to launch above 100 million. Second largest animated debut of all time behind 2018's Pixar sequel Incredibles 2, 182 million, which I forgot how big that movie was. Holy crap.
That's crazy.
That's huge. The second biggest start in Pixar, the second biggest start in Pixar history, ahead of 2016's Finding Dory, 135 million, and 2019's Toy Story 4, which I'm surprised it beat Toy Story 4. And only behind 2018's Incredibles 2. It's the fourth best opening for a PG movie after 2019's The Lion King, Incredibles 2, and Beauty and the Beast. Disney is just beating itself in records with this thing.
Yeah.
It did monstrous at the box office. It says on Variety, says to go on anxiety to the rescue. Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, an animated adventure that spotlights apprehension, among other emotions, scored the biggest box office debut of the year with 155 million domestically and 295 million globally. It's a huge win for theaters and for Pixar. Pixar has struggled to restore its box office touch since COVID. Those results far exceeded expectations and notched several opening weekend records in the process. Zach, people are Pixar Inside Out 2 crazy.
Yeah,
why do you think this movie hit so hard with people? When we were just talking, not even a month ago, we were talking a month ago, people don't want to go to the movies. The movie theaters are losing money. They're not doing well. Movies aren't doing well this year. Why did Inside Out 2 turn those tides so extremely?
I think the release date is a big part of why this movie is doing so well. A lot of kids are getting out of school at this time, so it's not hard for parents to get the kids to the theater. And I think that the gap between Inside Out 1 and 2 helped a lot. We haven't had a film to replicate that feeling. Like for me, I didn't see Inside Out when it came out originally. I actually saw it the week I saw Inside Out 2 in preparation. I was like, wow, this movie's great. So everyone has that on their mind. Like, oh my God, the movie's great. We're getting the second one. And now everybody's ready to go check that out. And I think combination of everybody's coming out of school, us not really having any big hits lately that is for everyone, right? Kingdom Planet 8 is not for everyone. Furiosa wasn't for everyone. Even Dune Part 2 is not for everyone. Godzilla x Kong is not for everyone. But Inside Out 2, Pixar, and the way the film is, doesn't matter what your race, religion, your political leaning. This movie is for everybody. And I see people, my friends that don't go to the movie theaters and wait for everything we're streaming, was saying, yo, Inside Out 2 was great, because they went to the theaters to go check it out. So I think that plus Bad Boys bringing some people back to the theaters, and then they go to act the next
people, week. Above the age of like 40, I think, or 30 and 40, I think, really went out to Bad Boys. I think was the statistics on that.
Yeah, and a lot of the conversation I've been seeing about box office talkers is that a lot of the box office was powered in the past by older people, but because of COVID, they stopped going, and they haven't been feeling safe to go back yet. And I think that that's also like the landing point. Like older people above 40, 50, 60, those people that go to the movie theater every week are now starting to slowly come back to the theater, because COVID is not as big of a threat as it used to be. So I think it's a combination of that. People were foaming at the mouth for Pixar to get theatrical releases after everything dropping on Disney Plus. And you're like, you're watching Turning Red. I know it has mixed, but a lot of people love that film. A lot of people love Luca. A lot of people love Soul. And then they released those films in theaters early this year. So people went to go check them out, saw the magic, and was like, yo, we got to check out Inside Out 2.
I mean, let's not act like those blew up the box office when they got re-released. No. Some people didn't even know they came out in theaters again.
Top 10, though. They made a top 10.
That's true. But, like we were talking about before, the box office wasn't that great when they came out.
Great when a re-release is making the top 10. But yeah, I think it's a combination of all those things, because it's not even word of mouth. The word of mouth is happening now. So we'll see like how it drops, which I'm pretty sure it's not going to drop too high, because it's just at a historical Tuesday that I heard. So it's not going to drop too hard following week. And then Bike Riders is coming out this week. That's not going to do anything.
Take the kids to that. Skip Inside Out too. We got to go see the Bike Riders. Tom Hardy and Austin Butler and gangs. Let's do this.
Non-movie stars? Okay. But yeah, I think a combination of all those things. Like, people want a new Pixar hit in the theaters. Perfect time with school getting out, and people like the little kids be able to go to the theaters with their parents. And summertime. People wanted to go to the movies and watch something that was real fun for everyone.
Yeah. No, I agree with a lot of your points there, especially when you're talking about like people who went to Bad Boys for the first time coming back to the theaters. Bad Boys was an enjoyable time for a lot of people. I didn't love it as much as some people did, but there were not crowds, but there were dozens of people in my theater that were laughing and having a great time throughout the entire thing. And when you have a good time at the movie theaters, you want to come back to the movie theaters. And I think Bad Boys did that for quite a bit of people. And my theater may not have been packed, but that thing did really well on its opening weekend and had a really good second weekend as well.
Yes.
So people are going to Bad Boys and they're having a good time at the theater. They want to bring their kids. And I think something that you also kind of touched upon but didn't fully say, we haven't really had a kids movie this entire year. I mean, we had Garfield come out during last month. And but if at the same time was a unknown IP, I don't think it was, in my opinion, marketed that well to the point where parents wanted to take the kids to see it necessarily. I heard it was a wonderful movie. I haven't seen it myself, but
I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah, so I can't speak to the quality of the movie. I thought it looked enjoyable, but If wasn't really something that I think were on a lot of parents and kids' radars. But going back to this being 9 years old since the first one, kids who were 9 are now 18. Kids who were 3, oh, why did I do that to myself? Are now 12. Right? So people growing up with Inside Out, and Inside Out, much like Toy Story, when I say that this is Pixar's next Toy Story, like you said, everyone can relate to it. It is so relatable. And the jokes in the trailer were funny. They were really good. The marketing on Inside Out had been really incredible. And I think that, when you look at the landscape of what we'd had, we had a lot of horror come out earlier this year. We've had a couple action. I would say we've had niche films. Lisa Frankenstein. They were the very, very niche films. Not huge, crowd pleasing, general audience movie going type movies. And I think this is the first one, especially of the summer, that people are recognizing. People have fond memories of the first one. They have kids. Their kids have grown up. Maybe their kids have kids. So yeah, parents, grandparents, kids are going out to this thing, and it is absolutely crushed. Now the question now goes to how big is this thing going to go? Because they announced a couple weeks ago that they are not rushing this thing to Disney Plus, and that was my first sign that this was going to be a potentially great movie, because Disney knew what they had and they weren't
Yeah.
going to do the standard 45-day thing. This is in theaters for 100 days.
Yep.
Like, this is staying in theaters the entire summer. So kids
Yeah.
who can't get into that R-rated movie because their parents won't let them go to Deadpool and Wolverine, they can take them to Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 is going to be playing the entire summer. How big do you think this thing is going to be?
I think that it's going to dominate until Quiet Place Day 1. I think that movie will start off really well, and then that's will be the first time it drops to number 2, but not a huge drop, because I don't think Quiet Place is going to do crazy numbers. And then I think it's going to do really, really well until Deadpool and Wolverine comes out. That's when a lot of people will start shifting their focus over to that film, and a lot of the adults will leave their kids at home to go watch that film. So I think this movie is going to be the first $1 billion movie of the year. I think it's going to have
agree with you.
strong holds as they go. More kids are going to be out of school, because I just realized not every kid is out of school just yet. And I think that the more kids that get out of school, the more time. They don't have no summer school. Hopefully they'll be in there. You know, it's hot. You don't want to go on the beach. It's going to be 98 degrees in New York and these other places. Let's go in the movie theaters where it's cool. Let's watch a funny movie, then take our asses home. So I think that with like bike riders not being very big competition. And then I think the following week, is it Quiet Place? I don't think it's Quiet Place the following.
Quiet Place is the 28th. So yeah.
So that's further down. So, no, that is the following week. Quiet Place is going to be the following week. But I really don't think Quiet Place Day 1 is going to be the biggest competition, because those movies don't do amazing at the box office. They're not like $150 million kind of movies. So yeah, I think it will more eat into Bad Boys a little bit more than it'll eat into Inside Out 2. So I think this movie is going to make $1 billion. I think it's going to do like 40 to 30% holds each week and just do banger numbers.
I agree with you in some of those aspects too, because when you look at, like, when you're saying Deadpool and Wolverine and even A Quiet Place is going to kind of eat into it, I really don't think so, because I think that they're playing to different audiences. I think not to, like, you know, be stereotypical, but I think the moms will send the dads to go see Quiet Place, go see Deadpool. I'm going to take the kids, and what's playing? Oh, Inside Out 2 is playing. I'm going to go. I think when their box office will start to be eaten up just a little bit more is Despicable Me 4.
Oh yeah,
that's going to come out, I think,
another
July.
$1 billion movie.
Yeah, but I think until July, until that Despicable Me 4 comes out, I think this is it. I think this is dominating kids' entertainment in theaters.
Yeah, and there's nothing on streaming to distract them. That's another thing. I feel like a lot of the biggest streaming stuff that's coming out, Acolyte, Boys, House of Dragon, these are all non-kid shows. Maybe
hopefully kids aren't watching The Boys.
Yeah, hopefully. Most likely they are. Because I was watching stuff like this.
They're over at a friend's house, you know. Oh,
yeah,
Mom, we're just watching, you know, the Acolyte,
you know, unsupervised. But like, there's no big kid thing on TV right now to say, I want to stay home. If they're gonna go to the theater to watch Inside Out 2, and then they might watch If and Garfield 2. Those movies are doing okay, so you know.
Yeah. But I see this thing having legs. I think it's going to do great. I think it ends its run. I think it is going to be the second biggest of the year. I think Deadpool and Wolverine is going to beat it.
Okay.
And I think Deadpool and Wolverine will have like a 1.5, 1.6 total. And I think this is going to end its run at 1.3, 1.4.
That's fair. I think that's really, really fair numbers. I don't think they're going to go too crazy, get to like Avatar range or even like Endgame range. But I do think they can get over $1 billion. I think they're going to hold really well. I'm cautiously optimistic about Deadpool Wolverine. I feel like the marketing has been really like, oh, Deadpool and Wolverine, but not the story. So I'm hoping that it delivers on the story, that people will want to keep going and watch the movie week to week. But I definitely think it's going to make an auto $1 billion, because if Deadpool 1 and 2 made $700-800 million, now you're bringing a character in the MCU, you're bringing Hugh Jackman in, that's $1 billion right there.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Shooting it with adrenaline.
Yeah, that's shooting with adrenaline. So I
get over that finish line.
So yeah, 1.3, 1.4, and 1.1, 1.2, I think is a really good range for both films. But if they don't make $1 billion, I'll be shocked. You know?
Oh, are you talking with Deadpool or Inside Out?
Both movies. Like, if they both make it, and Despicable Me 4, like that's the one franchise that's been consistently making $1 billion.
I think it's 4 because I don't think it's because Inside Out's doing 100 days. I think this movie is still doing that standard 45, and it comes out a little bit in the middle of summer, so there is going to be like that dwindling off of kids going back to school a month into its release. So I think it probably does 1.1, 1.2.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
That's still real strong.
Yeah, I mean,
we
$1
need
billion
it.
is nothing to scoff at, and the box office
some
needs
$1 billion movies,
Absolutely.
man. Save these theaters. $3 billion movies is so much better than what last year. What we got, 2, maybe Barbie.
I think only Barbie. Wasn't it only Barbie?
Mario Brothers.
Oh, Mario. That's right. Yeah, Mario and Barbie. Those were the 2.
Oh, and Inside Out 2 also beat Mario Brothers. So, like, Mario Brothers had the second biggest opening of all time, and now Inside Out 2 just moved that down. I know Universal's like, God damn it.
Yeah, Disney. Look, Disney, I think last year Disney came in 3rd place of all the studios. I think Universal won. I don't know. Was it Warner Brothers won with Barbie? Then it was Universal. Then I think it was Disney. So Disney's having a comeback. They're like coming for it this year. They are going to be the top box office studio at the end of 2024
again.
And hey, after seeing Inside Out 2, so deserved. Brilliant movie. Absolutely brilliant. What did you guys think of this? What do you guys think of Inside Out 2 dominating the box office? Why do you think it dominated? How big do you think it can go? Comment down below. Let us know all your thoughts and opinions on that, guys. And with that down, before we get to the comments and questions once again, we're going to go through another topic, and that is this. Since the departure, maybe not the departure, but since Avengers Endgame, which were Joe and Anthony Russo's last time in the MCU. They did Captain America: Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. Then they kind of left and did their own thing, to some success and some failure. Not the best stuff out of the MCU, if you ask me. But a big question, with especially once Phase 4 started to go the way it went, was when are we going to get Joe and Anthony Russo back in the MCU? The MCU needs the Russo brothers. Where are the Russo brothers? Why are they gone? That has been a big question going around with a lot of MCU fans. And there wasn't really any hope that they were going to come back anytime soon. I think it was Anthony Russo who said, like, oh, we're not wanting to do the next Avengers. We'll probably come back by 2030 at the end of the decade, I think was his words. His end of the decade will come back. So it was not looking good for the Russos to re-team up with Marvel. And Marvel kind of let go of a lot of previous talents of the previous phases, like Stephen McMarcus and or what are their names?
Stephen McFeely.
Yes, that's the one. Like, where have those guys been? Writers of Civil War, Infinity War. I think they wrote Age of Ultron, and they also wrote Endgame. Where have they been? They were just like gone. And then all these new screenwriters came in, and people think that Joe and Anthony Russo can be the saving grace. And it looks like they have stepped through the doors of Marvel once again, but not possibly in the way that you think. Because this comes to us. This is coming to us from Geek Tyrant. And it says this: the Russo brothers are reportedly producers on Marvel's Captain America: Brave New World. Directors Joe and Anthony Russo set a new standard for Marvel movies when they made Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The bar they set with that film was so high, and it's still considered by a lot of fans to be the best movie that Marvel Studios has ever produced. Kevin Feige is hoping to match that film with the upcoming Captain America: Brave New World. They are leaning into the whole political thriller aspect of the story, and they are hoping to capture the same quality of storytelling. There is now a report that has surfaced claiming that the Russo brothers are producers on Brave New World, which, if true, would be very cool. The Russos moved on from Marvel after Avengers Endgame was released, and they haven't really been involved with any of the other movies since in any capacity. But Captain America: Brave New World editor Matthew Schmidt recently updated his film credits, and Joe and Anthony's names are included on a list of producers on the film. The list includes Kevin Feige, the Falcon and Winter Soldier's Nate Moore, and the Russo brothers. It may just be a contractual obligation to have their names included with any future Captain America film, but it would certainly give fans a little boost of confidence in the project if they actually offered some of their expertise while the studio was developing the project. And that comes to us from Geek Tyrant. So I've seen quite a bit of people online kind of freaking out about this. You know, the Russos are back. Marvel's back to the Russos. And I'd say hold your horses. That's what I would say. I would say hold your horses, because I think it's very important to note they're not writers on Captain America: Brave New World. They're not directing Captain America: Brave New World. They're not consultants on Captain America: Brave New World. They are producers. They are producers. And I mean, I have looked a little bit into producing in Hollywood, what's the job, all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I come across is producer is a very broad term. There's a lot of things you can do, big things that are involved, little things that are involved to get a producer credit. Maybe they helped pitch into the reshoots, and doing so they got a producer credit, because we know that Captain America Brave New World is getting a bunch of reshoots right now.
Couple months of reshoots, yeah.
Couple months of reshoots. They're basically trying to fix the thing. There's also a part of me that thinks, okay, people are a little bit hesitant about the MCU right now. People are a little bit, Captain America, Brave New World, different Captain America, Falcon taking over the mantle, not going to be Chris Evans. It's essentially a new franchise, but it has the same name as an IP that people love. And I think there's a lot of hesitation surrounding that, of like, well, that trilogy is so great. How is this going to live up to that? When you're sitting down in a movie theater, from the people who brought you Winter Soldier, Civil War, Endgame, they can say that. They can say that they can put the Russo brothers name on this now. The producers of Avengers Endgame, and people, they are just like, ooh, I liked those movies. Like, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. So, I think it's great to see that they still have a relationship with Marvel, which I never doubted. I never doubted that the Russos had a relationship with Marvel. This is a little inkling of like, it's possible they're doing producing for this movie. They could come back and do something bigger next time. But as far as like my excitement level goes for Captain America Brave New World, based off of this news, it honestly doesn't hype me up that much more. I would hope, like, if we find out that, like, oh yeah, they're producing it, they're also giving some writing consultant tips on the script, how to kind of work with the thriller aspect. Maybe they're even shadow directing or helping the director with some of the scenes, some of the action that they pulled off in Winter Soldier. Like, if we found out that they were hands-on involved in that kind of capacity, then my excitement goes up. But just a plain producer credit, it almost feels like non-news to me. But I've seen a lot of people excited about this, so I thought we'd talk about it. Zach, what do you think about this? What do you think of the producer credit for the Russo brothers? Do you think it means anything, and should we be more excited about it?
So first thing I want to say is, this is why you need to watch Zach Milne talk live and Zach Tack News live, because a lot of people jumped on this, didn't read articles, and was talking about the Russo brothers are back and they're taking over Brave New World, because they looked at the headline, they looked at the poster, and they wanted to be the first one to talk about it. But we took our time, we read the article, we're giving you the facts, right? And the fact is they are producers. Why I'm a little bit more hype about them being producers, because usually if you have a small, tiny role, they give you the executive producer thing. That means like you gave a little bit of money, or you might have, hey, you should do this idea. Or usually what would happen, like if they were executive producers, maybe they're using an idea that they came up with from Winter Soldier and Civil War, and now it's going to be in Brave New World. So they have to get a credit because they came up with that idea. But the fact that they're producers makes me feel like they're a little bit more hands-on. I don't know about shadow directing, but usually producers, if you look at the MCU films, Kevin Feige is usually the only producer. And then you might get a Nate Moore. Sometimes he's there. But the fact that Nate Moore is there because he was in part of Falcon and Winter Soldier, which makes sense. He's going to be continuing that. He wants to make sure that stuff makes sense.
Well, that also makes me happy, because, when they were doing like WandaVision, why the heck wasn't Matt Shakman involved with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? Like, those people admitted to not even watching or reading the scripts to WandaVision. Like, how do you have this like just pivotal connectivity to your movie? This is Wanda's arc to what's happening in your movie.
And the thing there is, like, I think that was a perfect example why this is great, because they repeated her story arc from WandaVision in that film and just went a little crazier with it and made her purely evil. So here, I don't want them to recreate or do what they did in Falcon and Winter Soldier again in this movie. He's Captain America. Let's move forward.
But there needs to be continuity. There needs to be someone who's
continuity.
Like, hey, we did this in the show, so this is where he should be, or this is what he should be thinking.
Going towards, and you're like, this suit happened, this happened, like he's from Louisiana now, don't change his background, like things like
he
that.
He owns a boat.
Like there's little things. He has a sister.
Just
like my sister died. And I'm like, wait, hold on, what? But I think that maybe they're, producers, they kind of look at dailies, they look at they some sit on set. So I could see maybe the Russo brothers are like, yeah, we'll sit and watch and stuff. I know you have a rookie director. We were rookie directors when we came on to do Winter Soldier.
Yep.
And you were there to guide us on how to make a big blockbuster. We can help with that. This is a character that we care about. We're not gonna come here and do like what's the guy, Josh Whedon, and complete takeover directing stuff from Zack Snyder. We're not gonna do that. But we'll guide a little bit. If he has to access questions, we're there. And I can see that being their role. While they're working on Extraction 3, they're bouncing back and forth. If it was just executive producer thing, I'm like, oh yeah, they're giving it to them because they worked on the other Captain America stuff. But it's really cool that they're a little bit involved. I don't want people to go in like, yeah, this is their movie. I don't think it's that far.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And yeah, if we did find out that they were, like you said, executive producers, because maybe they are in this article is just like just producers, like just generalizing it. But maybe they are. Maybe they're a little bit more. I would say I would be happy to see that. I'd be happy to see that they are trying to keep at least the continuity going from where they left off, because they did Endgame, so they're the ones who gave Steve giving Falcon the shield. They set all that up. They did the Captain America movies, at least the two sequels. So if they were there guiding the story, which I think is the biggest thing Marvel needs right now, is they need to have their story guided. It needs to feel like one universe again. Then that would make me happy. But I need to see a little bit more before I get there. But it is cool to see that they're back through the doors.
Yeah, it gives us hope.
What do you guys think of this? The Russo brothers are producers on Captain America 4. Does it get you more excited for the movie, less worried about the movie, or are you kind of like me where you're like, I need a little bit more before I feel anything about this? Comment down below. Let us know all your thoughts and opinions on that, guys. And with that out of the way, let's go back and take some of your live comments and questions. And we're going to start where we left off with the Michael111591. What's going on, dude? Thanks for joining us. Saying, hey, Zach, what's up, my buddies? Doing well, dude. Having a great show. The Laser says, do you guys think that Disney and Pixar movies need to cost less? Because movies like Lightyear, Elemental, and Wish cost $200 million. It was fine for Inside Out 2 to be that much, but is this too much? It's way too much. Way too much for animated movies. $200 million. Not just Disney and Pixar, but movie studios in general need to really pull it back. I just saw, what did I see? I saw, there's a movie coming out. I think it stars Chris Pratt. Maybe you'll remember what it is. Maybe you saw it too. But there's like this, I think it's a spy thriller movie or something coming out with
Chris Pratt.
I think it's Chris Pratt. Maybe I got it wrong. But there's a movie coming out that's
Dave Bautista?
No, I don't think it was Dave Bautista. But there's a movie coming out that it was just reported cost $300 million. And it's not an IP. It's a new movie. And I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Like these budgets are insane. What do you think, man? Do you think they should go higher?
So I think we're at a point now where the problem is that they can't cut back, because if they cut back the money, then they're not going to be able to put out the quality they want, because they're, instead of hiring voice actors, they're hiring real stars to voice act a lot of these things, and they cost.
I feel like that's more expensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes it more expensive because they're hiring for each role a voice actor less famous, instead of getting like traditional trained regular voice actors, and that will rain down the price a little bit, because they're not going to ask for $10 million off the rip. They'll ask maybe for some residuals and get paid a couple $100,000. That's where you can bring down the budget a little bit, because now you have these regular actors. And I've been saying this for a long time, for these animated films, get regular voice actors. I know it's cool to see Chris Pratt here, or a Chloe Bailey, or whatever their names are there, to bring people in, but at the end of the day, they're there for the character and not the actor, right? They're not doing mocap. And then also just give more time to the animators to do stuff, so they don't have to do crunch, so you have to pay them so much to do so much in a little bit of time. I think that also is a big reason, because I know animation costs a lot, but it shouldn't cost $200 million. Like Inside Out 2 made it back. Elemental somehow in a miracle made it back. I don't know how that movie did it. I love that it did it. But Wish flopped, and Lightyear flopped, so it doesn't work for everything. So they get a way to cut costs.
I will say I can see the $200 million on Lightyear though. because that movie
Yes.
looked gorgeous. Like that movie looked very photorealistic.
Yeah,
So,
it does. Yeah, you're right.
I can see that, but yeah, no, they got to pull back. Ace790 says, Zach and Zach, what's your all-time favorite Pixar movie, and what's your favorite modern Pixar movie? I'm gonna go Inside Out for modern. It's probably the easy answer, but it's the right answer for me. And my favorite of all time is probably like Toy Story 3. It's probably a Toy Story.
Yes, Toy Story 3 for me as well. I love that
Yeah.
movie so much. That ending, it was like Infinity War before Infinity War. Like, the fox ending with the fire, and
Yeah.
they making me cry over toys. So yeah, definitely Toy Story 3, and then it has to probably be Inside Out. I don't know if I like Inside Out more than Inside Out 2 or Inside. I'm not too sure because they're like kind of equal for me. So just the Inside
Yeah.
Out franchise, I guess, is my
I
favorite
feel
model.
like it's too soon to say for sure because I only seen Inside Out 2 once. And
Yeah.
I do feel like there were some story beats and emotional beats that were very close and repeated to the first one, which is like my negative,
1000%.
you know? Oh, I know, right? Oh,
The book
negative of
and
the
the
movie.
running. You know what I mean? If
It's
you
it's hard to like. It's a kids and family movie. Like I don't want to be the grumpy guy over here. Like the anger cried. He's not supposed to do that. Like I don't want to be like like nitpicking the crap out of a kid.
I saw people like getting mad because the emotions felt other emotions, and just like I think that's kind of the point. Like you can
They did that in the first one.
Angry, happy. You can be happy, sad. Like there's different ranges of emotions.
Yeah, that was like Joy's arc in the first one. She literally
and she got the blue lighting.
Yeah,
because she got a little bit of sadness. I thought that was really smart.
Yeah. So that's what they do.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that's a complaint. But no, yeah, Inside Out 2 was fantastic, and Inside Out's fantastic. Hard to pick. Enviro 2, what's going on, man? It says, hey, Zach, long time no see. Yeah, it's been a little bit, dude. Thanks for joining us again. Great to see you in here. We missed you. Nolan Mixel says, embarrassment looks like Casio? I'm not... Embarrassment from Inside Out, I think, is what he's talking about, but I'm not quite sure who Queso is.
Oh, is that a YouTuber? It looks like it's a YouTuber.
Oh, we're old, dude.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. I looked them up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't care, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, maybe he'll pop up on Mr. Beast. Speaking of popped up, we just got the 8th Avenue sending in a $5 super chat. Dude, thank you so much. Beloved channel member as well, I must add. Says, sup, fellas. Hope you both are doing well. Sorry I'm late. I was calling a 4-hour game. Dude, I cannot tell you how much I respect your hustle. Like, you work so many hours on YouTube. Like, you are so passionate about this, and it's paying off. I can see it in your numbers. I see it in your subscriber count going up. You're definitely finding your niche. You're finding your people with the live play-by-plays, and they're doing really well for you. You're really good at them, and yeah, that's amazing. And thank you so much for coming over and joining us while you had the minute, man. And thank you so much for that generous support, man. I really appreciate it. Where did we? Sometimes it jumps. There we go. Enviro2 says, do you think that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4 would make more money than a Tom Holland Spider-Man 4? And do you think the Amazing Spider-Man 3 would do well? Not as well as many people think. I honestly do not think Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Amazing Spider-Man 3 would do the numbers that people would be expecting it to do, like just off the bat. The Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland Spider-Man 4. Now that is an interesting question to me because I think nostalgically, I think a lot of people nostalgically have the Tobey Maguire love, but I think Tom Holland overall is more loved than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and I think especially the young crowd would be flocking to Tom Holland Spider-Man 4, and I think us nostalgic old people would be very happily strutting down to Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4. But I think in a battle, Tom wins, then Toby, then Andrew.
I think that's strong, especially since when they re-released all the Spider-Man films, the Amazing Spider-Man films did the worst.
That's true.
Box office wise, so like people weren't like, I'm not gonna go to the theater and watch that. So they're not really gonna scramble to see it. They would have to stack the Amazing Spider-Man 3 so well, bring in like some top tier actors and give like the greatest best. Oh, we gotta see this. Like, this is the greatest trailer ever to
Right.
make people be like, I gotta see Amazing Spider-Man 3. Toby, I'm a little scared because he might be a little too old at this point. I hate to say that because he's probably not that old, but you know what I mean. Like, he might be a little
He's
too
like in
old
his
to.
40s. I think he might be close to 50 at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know sure if he's gonna be able to pull that off and be as athletic as
He did
Tom.
it great in No Way Home.
That was a lot of CGI.
I didn't say they didn't have to do that for the next film.
Yeah, that's true. It's possible though. I think they could easily continue that storyline. It'd be great. There's a lot of things in No Way Home that happened. I was like, oh, I want to know this relationship that you have with Mary Jane now. Like, how is that? You know what I mean? So it's possible. I think Tom Holland Spider-Man is beloved by the nostalgic fans of Tobey Maguire and younger people who don't even watch the Tobey Maguire films. So I think he wins.
See, that's the thing also with Tobey Maguire movies that I think about when you do them today is you wouldn't have the movies that you would want because they wouldn't be made like they were back in the day. You wouldn't have the Sam Raimi style. I mean, even if Sam Raimi came back, it wouldn't feel like how he was in his prime with Spider-Man. There's no way, maybe not no way, but I think a very unlikely chance that they would actually go out into the city, have guys on wires, have practical sets, have everything. Like we saw, like what I was excited when Raimi was announced for Doctor Strange 2. That's what I was hoping to get.
Yeah.
But he did the Marvel thing. It's green screen, it's blue screen, which is fine. Like sometimes, yeah, it's noticeable, but for the most part, I would say they look just fine. But I think people, if they were doing Spider-Man 4, people would be expecting to like recapture that, including myself. I would want to have that physical, like, you know, tangible environment that they set up in the first two and even into Spider-Man 3. And the filmmaking's just changed. They wouldn't do it that way anymore.
Yeah. And like with Multiverse of Madness, that was like half his movie. Like, you know, Scott Derrickson was another person they kind of kicked out of the MCU, which I thought was weird because he did great with the first Doctor Strange.
Well, he didn't like the direction they were going.
Yeah,
alleged that's his
allegedly.
Words. They you know, conflicting visions
reports. Yeah, so I could see Sam Raimi trying to find a way to get like, let me do pieces of it in the streets, and then we do other pieces that are difficult in CGI. Let me get both. Yeah. Look, they let Chloe Zhao shoot on location for Eternals, so I could see them letting Sam Raimi pull it off for. And also, it probably wouldn't be an MCU doing it. It'd probably be Sony Spider-Man universe doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So they have different rules. Yeah,
and you know what? To give them credit, the little credit I can give them, Madam Web was shot mainly on location too.
Yeah,
they were in cities.
The look at the movie is not the problem.
No, it's not the problem. It's not the problem at all. That's a good point. That's good. That's a good point. Anyways, moving on from that, I do think it would crush though. I do think Tobey Maguire would crush because I think the especially with the re-releases doing so well. I think that show, and honestly, when those re-releases did really well, I was like, oh, this could be it. If they're going to announce they're doing Tobey Maguire's movie, this should be the time to do it.
Would you be down for Toby to come back full time and be the Spider-Man of the Sony universe?
Not the Sony universe.
It's gonna happen. One of the three are gonna be the main Spider-Man, especially now that we have Lord and Miller leading the charge from moving forward. I feel like they're gonna right that ship and get a Spider-Man in there.
Yeah, it bothers me a little bit to think that they would do that. I think Andrew Garfield has the most going on, so it probably would fall to Tobey Maguire because he did Babylon, but that's about it. I think after Babylon, he kind of vanished again. So he'd be the one doing it. Honestly, though, I know it's easy to grab the nostalgia bait. I want them to make their own Spider-Man, new actor, new everything. Just do something new. Do it for like. There was a period of time where I was excited for things to connect to everything else. I'm done with that. That period has ended for me. I do not need more BS to tie into Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2. I do not need it to tie into Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, maybe if I had liked the movies more, I would feel differently. That definitely does add to that. I don't need Tobey Maguire showing up at the end of Craven in the post-credit scenes, taking off his mask and being like, "You've become a part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet." Like, I don't need any of that. I really don't.
I would laugh just like that if that happened.
I need the entire tissue box if that happened. No, I don't. I don't need that. I just don't.
I hear that. What happened if they do Miles? A
Dude,
young
that would be
23-year-old Miles as the
that would be
Spider-Man.
cool. That would be
Yeah.
cool because we haven't had a live action Miles yet. It'd be a new actor. It wouldn't be connected. I mean, if they try to connect it to the Spider-Verse, then it's a whole different thing where it's like, come on, guys, like just let it be.
Yeah,
But
don't mess with the animated version.
yeah, exactly, right? But no, I'd be down for that for sure. I memean, we need a live action Miles to come in at some point. It's a new actor, new, fresh, not tied to any pre-existing franchises. There's no nostalgia bait. Like, yeah, I'd totally be down for that.
Yeah.
Also, Dice Avenue sending another super chat, $2.
Wow.
Dude, thank you so much. He says, what are you guys' thoughts on the Russo's return? I hate to do this because he's sending a super chat, but we just talked about it in the last topic. So you can go look at our full thoughts there. I'll say that it's not enough to get me super excited for the movie, but I'm curious to see what it means.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, and from there we've got Toxic Gamer 331. What's going on, Toxic Gamer? Thanks for joining, my friend. Says, hey, the Zacks, how you all doing? It's been going well, dude. Thank you so much for joining. I know that's not at all what you said, and I read it completely wrong, but hey, the vibe was still there. Enviro 2 says Zach got better hair since last time and a longer beard. Are you talking about? Are you talking about you? Because your hair's always been fantastic. Your hair's always been great. I don't know what he's talking about. Better hair since last time, like. Does it get better? And if you're talking about me, thanks, I think. I mean, thank you. Yeah, no, that's very nice. He's saying, oh, you lost the beard. It must be me. It must be me. Yep, lost the beard. That's me. Okay, thanks, man. I'm glad my hair doesn't disappoint you this time around. Toxic Gamer 331 says, I'm watching Dragon Ball Z while watching you at the same time. Always appreciate the multitask, man. I appreciate being a part of that. Thank you so much. 90 says the search for more money sounds great, but can they make it funny? We'll talk about that soon, my friend. We'll talk about that soon. The Laser says Zach Milne hair looks like Chris Pratt and Zach Attack's hair looks like Jay-Z. Really? You think Chris Pratt? I don't know about Chris Pratt. Maybe.
Yeah, I can't think. Maybe in Parks and Rec, maybe, but not recently.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? I appreciate it, man. Chris Pratt's a good-looking guy, so I'll take it. Toxic 331 says, I'm sorry to tell you guys that you and Zach Guller all three lost the men's money in the bank match with Bane, Professor Pig, and the Hulk and my friends. Well, you put the Hulk in there. Lost. I'm not surprised anymore. Enviro 2 says, but you still got the Jimmy Neutron haircut. Yes, I do. That is way more accurate than Chris Pratt.
That is hilarious.
It gets quite high. Sometimes I go overboard. Mike 1 says, wow, Zach, you lost the beard. Did I have the beard for that long? Like, I didn't realize it was gonna be. I think
maybe they're talking about the little intro you did. You had the beard. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, that makes more sense. Because I'm like, I don't think I had a beard for that long. Enviro 2 says, what's your favorite superhero cosplay and what's your wife's favorite costume to wear? Mine is probably the Spider-Man 2 costume. My wife does not wear any costumes, but my favorite is that one right there, Spider-Man. That is a skin tight Spider-Man suit you do not want to see me put on anymore. I got that when I was 19, 20 or 19. So there's been a lot of metabolism going on since then. Catching up with me. Do you have any costumes? Do you cosplay or do anything like that?
My plan is to lose the gut and eventually cosplay as Virgil Hawkins Static Shock.
Ooh, okay.
I definitely want to do that. And I also want to do Deku from My Hero Academia.
Nice. What's the timeline? Do you have a timeline for that? Like your goal?
Next year, Comic-Con.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, awesome, I got the costume in my Amazon cart. I just now got to lose the gut. All
right. I look forward to the photos. Not in that way, but you know what I mean.
It's okay if it's that way.
We're close enough at this point. 80s Kid from the 90s says, I enjoyed the newest episode of The Acolyte. I'm glad, man. I am so glad.
Why you say it like that?
Are you okay, are you watching The Acolyte?
I've only seen the first episode. And nothing in it made me go, continue. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The way people feel like they're burnt out on the MCU, I'm burnt out on Star Wars shows because love Mando. I'm one of the few people that love Mando season 3. I like Andor a lot. Obi-Wan was garbage. Boba Fett was a tiny bit better than Obi-Wan, but it was a waste of time like halfway through. So I was just like, oh, do I want to watch another one of these shows? And I watched it, and the directing is bad. The characters look cool. They're doing the whole like Star Wars thing where everyone's related. I'm just like, oh, I'm sold. Give me something new. So yeah.
Stop watching it. That's my recommendation. Look, I gave it an honest chance. I was on here with the Ace a couple weeks back. I said, hey, you know what? Episode 1 and 2, I haven't found the hook yet. Not really getting me yet, but I can see there's some potential there. We'll see how it goes along. We're now halfway through the season, and I don't give a crap about.
And people were saying 4 is a really great episode.
Nope,
you don't.
Agree? I disagree. Okay. At 4 is the one where I was like, okay, you know what 4 made me think. I appreciate Rebel Moon.
Holy! Oh my God!
Yep, that is what 4 made me think. I appreciate Rebel Moon because Rebel Moon at least tried to have interesting concepts. It tried to have interesting conflicts. It tried to have interesting characters. I feel like the Acolyte hasn't tried at all. I feel like the Acolyte is I don't know why they're letting. I don't know why they expect me to watch it. It doesn't feel like they have any idea what they're making. They don't feel like they have any passion behind it. This entire 4th episode was just people talking about nothing. They talked. They can talk, but it's like that person that just keeps talking to the point where you're like, just shut up. Like you're not adding anything. That was the Acolyte episode 4. They walked through the woods. They said things we already knew. There was one conversation that was kind of bringing new information. I don't know if I want. Hey, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to spoilers. So we I don't even care. They talked a little bit about the Sith Lord and May's kind of like connection to it and motivation for being there. So that was kind of interesting. The rest of the episode was just talking about things that we already knew. Once again, just telling us about character dynamics, not showing us anything. I don't care what anyone says. They keep saying Saul is the best character in this show. I hate Saul. Saul, I don't get it. I don't get it. You're just trying to latch on to a piece of turd in a toilet.
Tell them how you really feel.
I'm just saying, like Saul is the piece of turd that you hold on to while you're sinking in the toilet. That is what Saul is in this show. Because what does Saul do? Saul doesn't do anything. We are told that Saul and Osha have this connection, that she was a Padawan. We keep being told that. We don't see anything with them. They don't build a connection. They don't have a dynamic. They have words between them that we are being told. And I'm not going to lie. I almost turned the show off when, again, dude, sorry, spoilers. I gotta get this off my chest. When freaking May, who is on this vengeful quest, I am going to kill all the Jedis that took my sister from me, or didn't take my sister, or burn down the place that I set the fire on. I don't care what her motivation is. She doesn't have one. She is trying to go and kill this Jedi, kill these Jedis, right? And out of nowhere, in the middle of just a random scene, she goes, you know what? My allegiance isn't to that Sith Lord guy. It's to my sister. And the fact that she's alive changes everything. I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi. They won't send me into prison. Once I tell them everything I know about the Sith Lord and I say I'm sorry, everything will be cool. I'm going to go chill with my sister. And it was just like this 180 flip of like, of what?
Didn't she just kill Jedi? Why would they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She killed Jedi, and then she's already known her sister's alive. Like we saw that in freaking episode 2. I've watched 2 hours of this show. I watched the full movie of this show, and nothing has happened. I don't like it. We are halfway through, and I don't think they're going to salvage it. I'm sorry if this got a little ranty. I really am. But I dislike the Acolyte so much. It was such a chore to get through. And it was only 27 minutes. It was only 27 minutes of an episode last night. And I was so bored. I was so... Don't even get me started on Yord. I mean, oh my gosh, give Jar Jar Binks a run for his money for most hated Star Wars character. I hate that guy. I don't like any characters. I don't like where the story's going. I don't like the direction. Everything looks fake. Everything looks like it's on a soundstage. But I'm glad you liked it, 80s kid. That's what's important. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad it's working for you. There's people who it's working for, and I get it. Some like there's Jedi, there's lightsabers. There's a Wookiee Jedi who didn't do anything and died instantly. Like it's fine. But I can't. I can't. I'm gonna keep watching it because of the channel's sake, I guess. But I'm ready to tap out. I'm ready. It's bring on Rebel Moon Part 3. I'm ready.
Wow. Are you excited for the director cuts?
After this, yeah. Rebel Moon is better Star Wars than The Acolyte.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hot take of
I'm
the
going
hot
there.
takes.
I'm going there. Rebel Moon is a better, way more entertainment value in Rebel Moon than The Acolyte.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to take that enjoyment away from you, 80s kid. Honestly, I'm glad that you're enjoying the show. I hope that you continue to enjoy the show. It's just not working for me personally. It's just not working for me. But hey, it's got like a 94% or something like that on the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. So
really?
I might be in the minority, which is fine with me.
I've been hearing mixed stuff about it.
Bring myself down from that. That might be a clip out because that was
definitely a clip out. Just my jaw on the floor while you're just what?
Yeah, Talks Gamer says, what are you guys' picks for the top 5 best Pixar movies and 5 worst Pixar movies? A lot of Pixar talk today.
Yeah.
Man, the worst Cars. Worst is easier to do than because Cars 2 is there for me. I'm sorry, man. Turning Red is there for me. Lightyear is there for me. Oh man, now it's getting a little bit tricky. They don't have too many stinkers, to be honest. I'll put the first Cars in there, but I actually don't mind the first Cars. Like, oh no, actually, you know what? Replace that with a Good Dinosaur. Good Dinosaur is like the forgotten Pixar movie.
Yeah, I hear people say it's bad all the time.
Yeah, well, it's not that it's bad. It's just really bland. It's really bland. Man, another one that's bad. I guess I'll put the first Cars in there, but I don't mind the first Cars, to be honest with you.
They have a good track record.
Yeah, you've seen more than 5, right? I can't remember how many you listed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably don't have a worst list.
What's been like your least favorite?
Oh, it's a good story. Good story. That's a good. Let's see. Turning Red, Soul. I want to. I guess my least favorite. Cause I love Toy Story 1 and 2, Monsters. Damn, this is hard. I guess it would have to be Turning Red because I don't have the nostalgia on that just yet.
Fair enough.
I love Finding Nemo. I didn't see Finding Dory yet. I heard that
sequel didn't have any right to be.
Okay, it was okay because I've heard it wasn't that good, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess it'll be Turning Red for my least favorite, but I still love the movie.
All right, there you go. Collective Movie Man says, holy crap, I just had a really loud thunder right next to my apartment. I literally was sitting in my lounge chair and I literally jumped because it was so loud. Dang, dude, I'm glad you're okay. Stay safe. Enviro 2 says there's a new movie where Zac Efron has sex with Nicole Kidman, and also Joey King is in it. Will you watch it? It's called Family Affair. I watched the trailer, and I'm not gonna lie, it looked kind of funny.
Okay,
it looked kind of funny. Honestly, I thought Joey King's reactions to Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman's love scenes were hilarious.
Oh, I did see the trailer for that. Yeah.
Like, you're not on the Titanic, just get out of the car. Like, I think it could be fun. It could be fun, but it's on Netflix. Which I used to say that Netflix movies, for my in my opinion, were instantly trash. Like, I didn't even pay attention to them. That's been turned for me because there's been some good Netflix movies that have come out recently. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah. The new creative officer said that they're going to focus on quality over quantity. So
I hope so. I hope so. It looks like they're doing that though, because they have been putting out some good stuff. Unfrosted is not one of those things, by the way. I watched that with my dad on Father's Day.
Oh,
yeah. We also tried to watch Under Paris, and it was just like
not good.
News fest.
Get a sequel.
Oh man, I couldn't even watch. Like half an hour in, I was like, tap out. I'm out. Toxgamer331 says, I totally forgot that Echo came out this year. I know, right? It's pretty shocking. And Fire 2 says, this isn't early. It's 3:39 a.m. Holy
Jesus.
crap. Well,
Where
thank
the
you
hell
so
are
much
you?
for being here so early, dude. Even though he said it's not early, but that's early to me. Toxic Gamer 51 says, it's also crazy how we're halfway through the year already. Yeah, that's what Laser was saying earlier, too.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I think I skipped. Tank Kramer. What's going on, man? Saying, what's up,
Hey.
Zach and Zach? Tax is wearing his nice shirt for the stream. Got that drip. You're looking fresh, man. That's a nice shirt.
Dapper. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've noticed are you a Hawaiian shirt guy?
I'm becoming one in my old age.
I've noticed in your streams, I'm like, Zach's getting a collection of Hawaiian shirts going, I think. Like I'm noticing it, and it's
I got a couple
good.
now. I got like a 7 rotation of Hawaiian shirts I'm wearing.
Yeah. Awesome. But you know what? You need the variety sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Age of 90 says I'm watching you, Wazowski, always. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching. Yep. Roz, is that the character's name, I think?
Yeah.
Classic. Toxic Human says, what are some movie remakes you think got too much hate? Ooh, you think movie remakes that get too much hate? You know, it's a remake of an older movie, so I don't think it gets as much hate. But the Steven Spielberg, The Day the Earth Stood Still remake.
Yeah.
With Tom Cruise, Dakota Fan, actually not bad. And I like the original movie. Like I like the 50s movie they did of The Earth Stood Still, a little bit more political based, a little bit deeper themes for sure. Whereas Steven Spielberg just was like action.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Any come to mind for you?
I think The Thing. So like I watched The Thing when I was younger, and I was like, oh my god, this is so gross and awesome. And then at the older ages, I'm about to get ready to do a watch along on Michael 101591's channel. I was looking up, and like I didn't realize people didn't like this. I didn't even know The Thing was a remake. They don't really like the remake. They like the old school 50s,
Thing from Another World, I think is what it's.
Yeah,
I think there's a 50s movie called that.
Yeah,
I've seen
so they
it.
like prefer that one.
Yeah, interesting, because I don't. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, it's aged. It's aged, and The Thing is a little bit more epic with some of its stuff. But that's interesting. I didn't know that there was any hate for that movie. I thought it was just a beloved classic.
Yeah.
I guess you look deep enough in the internet, you can find hate for anything.
For anything.
Envire Earth 2 says I have to choose between a Spider-Man onesie and a Spider-Man hoodie. The hoodie has a face mask and the zip goes up to the hood of the hood. Which would you choose? I'd go with the onesie. That sounds cozy. What would you choose?
Onesie sounds cozy.
Yeah. There you go. You gotta get the onesie now. We've spoken. He's given a 90 saying I lost a subscriber today. Now I'm at 323. Hey, you know what, man? I lost 2 subscribers today. And you just you know what? Like it happens. And you can't blame yourself for that at all. There's so many factors. YouTube cleans out bots that have subscribed that aren't real people. YouTube gets rid of. If people subscribe to you but don't watch you that often, YouTube will take them off sometimes. So
yeah,
I understand that the instant reaction to that is someone doesn't like me, or someone didn't like what I made, or I just put out a video and it sucked because someone just unsubscribed as soon as I uploaded. I get that feeling. Absolutely. But it's a false feeling. It's not true. So don't buy into it. Don't buy into the lie of that. Keep doing your thing because you're doing amazing.
Also, sometimes people have accounts that are super old and they close them because it's inactive.
True. Yep, that's another good one too. Yeah, there's so many other factors to it than just someone didn't like my stuff. So I totally understand falling into that mindset. But hey, man, you're a great content creator. Keep going and having fun.
Yeah.
Toxic Hero 331 says the triple threat match is coming soon with Zach Milne, Zach Guller, and Tank Kramer. Nice. Oh man, I was hoping we get triple Zachs in there. But yeah, Tank Kramer. I mean, I think he's our best. I mean, Zach knows his wrestling and stuff too. But I mean, I know they're just avatars, but I like to pretend that we're actually in the game. I know nothing. I absolutely know nothing about wrestling, so I'm never any help. But yeah, it's gonna be a good match, man. Michael 11591 says I loved Inside Out 2. It's as good as the first. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, and I don't disagree. My wife just came in and made a face at me. Okay.
Why?
Love you too. She just came. Okay.
That's so cute.
Nolan Mixel says Anchor and Anui run my head. Oh, that's the boredom character's name.
Yeah, that's
You're
an interesting
angry and bored.
combination.
Yeah, you're angry and bored, and you're probably bored because you're angry, and you're angry because you're bored. That's too bad, man. I don't know what else to say about that. That's too bad.
It's too bad, man.
That's too bad, man. Next,
go get professional help.
I mean, definitely don't come to me for help. I am not equipped.
Hey, get the truth. He's not equipped.
The gamer says, which will be for the social media championship and be at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. Oh, okay. Nice. That's
social
sweet.
media championship. That's dope.
Enviro 2 says Spider-Man No Way Home was a triple threat 3 Spider-Man. I mean, yes, it was. And it was amazing. I watched that actually just last week again. I put on Spider-Man No Way Home. And it just gives me all the good feels, you know?
I'm surprised they didn't have a Spider-Man 3-way fight. Because they always do that with the superheroes when they first meet each other. They fight each other.
I'm glad they didn't. I like they did that little tiff with Andrew and Toby when they both web slinged at each other when they first saw each other. I think that was good enough. I like that they just went like, people want to see them together. Let's just put them together and have them like each other and have fun.
Yeah,
like I like that they went that route. Yeah, it was really smart of them to play off that brothers.
Yeah,
it was really smart of them to do that. We got Have You Seen That with T, a beloved channel member and friend. What's going on, T? Thanks for joining us. Saying hello to the Zacks. Age Gift from the 90s says joy, anger, nostalgia, anxiety, and disgust are in my head. I gotta put nostalgia in my head too. I am a big sentimental person. I get very nostalgic when that character came in and was like, remember, and they're like, that was 30 seconds ago. I was like, that's so me. That's so me. I will go when I take these after the stream is over, when I do the clip outs, I feel nostalgic. Like, oh man, wasn't that a great time? It's like it just happened.
You just did this.
It just happened. And yeah, sometimes I'll go back and watch old streams and just be like, oh man, like that was fun. And my wife is like, stop watching yourself. You're so weird. Toxic331 says, soon I'll do a triple threat match as well with Zach Attack, Brian the Grizzly, and Brandman Brandon to find out number one contender on the Flash's Hardcore Championship. Wow, look at that, man. Getting in there with the Spoiler Kings. Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, check out the Spoiler Kings. They're down in the description below. Check out their channel. Definitely. Great guys. Enviro2 says, the Laser says, a spoiler like what John Campia says, a spoiler is something that affects your viewing experience of the movie. Yeah, he does say that, and I agree with that. I just, sometimes it's hard to pick, like, everyone has a different, idea of what that is sometimes.
Yeah.
We got Jay Pylon saying, hi, Chad. I just got back from IMAX. I saw Sound of Hope, the Possum Trot story. It was really excellent. I'm going to watch it again and also see Unsung Hero. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, thanks for putting that on our radar. Age Gift 90 says, I've convinced everyone at Pixar is secretly a therapist. They know how to make great movies for adults. I mean, they definitely have consultants or something, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if there's a therapist on staff.
Yeah. But hey, it works. It definitely works. Yeah. Enviro2 says, I want to see the Flash and Green Arrow and Smallville come back to the DCU. I'm assuming you mean Flash and Green Arrow from the CW verse, and then Smallville, of course, is the show. They won't. I don't think so. I mean, maybe if they do something like Crisis, yeah. If they get to a point where they do Crisis, they can maybe do that. But I think if you're going to see that, you're still like 10 years away from seeing it.
Yeah,
at minimum.
Or deep.
Yeah,
away from that.
Toxic Gamer says, I watched the straight to Netflix shark movie Under Paris, and it is second place right now for the worst movie of the year, right behind Megamind versus Doom Syndicate. Hey man, I didn't even finish it. I mean, I maybe would have finished it because I have a kind of a personal thing where it's like I just, when I'm watching a movie, I need to finish it just so I can say I've seen it, even if I feel like turning it off. I just feel like I need to finish it. And if I wasn't at my dad's house and we both weren't into it and he wanted to turn it off, I probably would have kept going, but I don't have any desire to go back. Toxic Gamer 331 says, what's the next movie you guys are seeing in theaters? Bike Riders for me tomorrow.
I'm actually not sure. I have a company meeting to go to this Friday, so it's throwing off my movie schedule. So it might be Bike Riders, might be Kinds of Kindness. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Is that coming out this weekend?
It's limited this weekend and wide next week.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see if that's one of those movies I don't think my theater is going to take.
Okay.
80s Gift from 90 says Toy Story 2 is my favorite Pixar movie. Awesome. I don't want to use my head as a funny scene. Trev's movie says I said this in my review. Inside Out 3 should be about the adult Riley becoming an astronaut and going to the moon. Rip Bing Bong. I mean, that would be a really touching way to end it. Like the final scene, that would be really touching.
Yeah.
I could see that. That'd be really
Inside
touching.
Out 4. Don't do that on 3. I want the blackout college thing now. Tell your wife she's a genius.
I'm telling. She's so smart. When she said that, I was like, "Honey, go to Pixar and get that made somehow, some way. I want to see it. It's brilliant, and you could do it. It would go right over kids' heads."
Yeah.
Age Kid from the '90s says, "As long as we get our Buzz Lightyear toys, we will be happy." That's correct. I used to have a Woody and a Buzz when I was younger, and I wish I had held on to them because they're so hard to find nowadays.
Damn.
Toxic331 says we should get an Incredibles 3, Inside Out 3, and Ratatouille 2, I think. Yep, those would all be good picks in my opinion.
It said they were going to be focused on sequels, so I could see all those happening.
Yeah. Everyone's saying Rip Bing Bong. We brought up some emotions and everybody with that. Everyone check out American Sniper. Is that what Collective Movie Man? American Sniper? Yeah, excellent film. Bradley Cooper is really good in that. Carlos Cabral, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Carlos says Inside Out 2 destroyed the box office. The movie is very good. Yes, it is, and it's well deserved. Trev's Movies says with the advanced screening thing, just look up Sean Chandler advanced screenings, and one of his videos has links to advanced screening websites and stuff. Oh, okay. Very
cool. We both were like, what?
Okay, I'll do that. Thanks, Sean Chandler. He's the best. That guy's awesome. One day, I'm not manifesting but one day I will have Sean Chandler on the show. Like that is one of my big goals. I don't know any way to contact him. I don't know him. He's commented back and forth on Twitter before a couple times. But
first step.
That's the first step. But I'm not reaching out. I'm not asking him just yet. But one day I'm just putting it out there. Not like to the universe or anything, but just putting it out there. I that's my goal. If you have him on as a guest, I think that would be quite
man,
awesome.
if he's doing the pointing thing
with me,
do the pointing thing, and you're like in the corner, like,
we got Sean. No, that would be really cool. He's just one of my biggest YouTube inspiration. Whenever I watch a Sean Chandler video, I always want to make a video. Like he just kind of has that inspiration for me. Where anyways, I've gushed about Sean Chandler before on the channel many times, and with that, I forgot that we had topics. So let's go on. We'll take a pause here, guys, just for a little bit. We're going to go into our last two topics of the night, starting with this one.
Yeah.
So, arguably, depending on who you ask, the king of parody films, Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks has been around for years and years and years and decades. He's done many great things. But my number one favorite Mel Brooks movie, without a doubt, is Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. Spaceballs is probably my favorite parody movie of all time. Not just the riff off Star Wars and Star Trek, but the sci-fi films of that time in general. It's brilliant in my mind. I think it's hilarious. It still holds up to today. And in the first Spaceballs movie, they're very meta. And they have a joke where they talk about doing a sequel, The Search for More Money, which has become an infamous line for Spaceball fans. The search for more money. When are we going to get Spaceballs 2? The search for more money. You can find many articles and many things online looking for that answer. Well, it looks like today is that day, my friends, because surprisingly, I was not anticipating this whatsoever. A story came out that Josh Gad and Mel Brooks and a bunch of other people are teaming up to do Spaceballs 2. This comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Spaceballs sequel is in the works from Josh Gad, Mel Brooks at Amazon MGM. The Schwartz is with Amazon MGM Studios, where a sequel to the 1980s parody film Spaceballs is in early development. The Hollywood Reporter can confirm. Josh Gad and Mel Brooks are producing the project that has Gad attached to star. Josh Greenbaum is helming the comedy from a script by Gad Benji, Samet, and Dan Herenza. Plot details for the sequel to the Star Wars spoof and comedy feature have not been shared. Kevin Salter will serve as executive producer on the new one. Now, if you guys are thinking, okay, what's Spaceballs? Who are these people? I know Josh Gad, but these guys, who are these guys? Well, here's something to get you excited. Writing partners Samet and Hernandez are known for their work on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, Addams Family 2, and the forthcoming Disney Plus Lucasfilm special, Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. Originally released by MGM in 1987, a decade after George Lucas' sci-fi classic Star Wars debuted to make a cultural smash, defining smash. Spaceballs starred Bill Pullman, John Candy, Rick Moranis, and Daphne Zuniga, as well as the voice role for Joan Rivers as the C-3PO parody. You put some respect on Dot's name. The film earned $38.1 million at the box office and wasn't exactly a hit with critics, where it earned mixed reviews. Yada yada. We are getting a Spaceballs 2. Now, I'll tell you where my mind goes immediately when I hear this. Yeah. No, don't ruin Spaceballs. Don't touch it. It's perfect. Mel Brooks is 97. Just let it rest. He probably won't even be. I don't want to get dark, but he probably won't even make it through the shooting of the second one. So just leave it.
Oh my god! I don't want to make it dark. Go to darkest lane possible.
I'm just saying. That's where my mind immediately goes. Right? It goes to the I love Spaceballs. Don't ruin Spaceballs. When I calm down and I think about it, it is the perfect time for Spaceballs 2. It is the perfect opportunity to do Spaceballs 2, because as mentioned before, Spaceballs is very much, yes, a riff on Star Wars and Star Trek of that time, but it's also a riff of the sci-fi genre in general of that time. You've got some Alien in there, you've got some Planet of the Apes in there. The more sci-fi I watch of that era, the more I get out of Spaceballs, and that's kind of what I love about Spaceballs 2, is there's always something new to discover with it.
References.
And references, exactly. And when you look at where we are today, not just with our sci-fi in general, but with the environment of Star Wars, with the fandoms with Star Trek, there is so much with Spaceballs 2 that if you get good writers, which writers from Mutant Mayhem, writers from Detective Pikachu, those are great. And the Lego Star Wars projects, they're lesser known. I'll watch them occasionally because they're funny. Like some of those Lego Star Wars are really clever and really funny shorts to watch. So already on board. You've got some great writers with this. Josh Gad, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Josh Gad. I also wouldn't say that I'm not a fan of Josh Gad. I just don't really pay attention to Josh Gad. So him coming on with Mel Brooks, I'm excited for Mel Brooks to be attached. I don't really have much with Josh Gad. My suspicion when it says that Josh Gad is going to star, my immediate thought is, if they're going to try and do something legacy sequel wise and they bring people back, maybe he's taking over John Candy's Barf character, because, John Candy's unfortunately not around anymore. But that's what one of the things about Spaceballs that gets me excited too, is you can do the legacy sequel spoofs. You can do the landscape of Star Wars and Star Trek and where they're at now, how sci-fi has changed. We can get some Avatar parody thrown in here, and the technology has changed too, so they can do some fun stuff with how technology has advanced. My big question though, because he's teased it before, but he's never fully come to fulfill it, is Rick Moranis coming out of retirement to do Dark Helmet. Because arguably Spaceballs works because Rick Moranis works as Dark Helmet. He has some of the best moments in Spaceballs. He in some ways carries the movie with his little side bits. He is so funny. He's so great. You could get Bill Pullman to come back. I don't see that being a problem. I could see him coming in there, maybe doing a little spoof on how Han Solo died in Force Awakens, doing something in space. I think you could do something with this kid. There's just so much that you could do with Spaceballs in this time of just our lives in pulp culture, that while I am a little bit like, I love Spaceballs, don't touch it, just let it rest, I'm excited to see what they could pull off with Spaceballs 2. There's some really great opportunities in here to be really funny, and the writers that they have on board have been funny in the past. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this. And I think it's smart to put it on Amazon. I don't think it would do that well in the box office. But Zach, have you seen Spaceballs? What are your thoughts on Spaceballs? How do you feel about Spaceballs 2? Is it too little, too late, or do you think it's the perfect time to do this?
To no one's surprise, I have not seen Spaceballs, as I haven't seen a bunch of classic movies, but it will be definitely something I'm going to check out eventually. It's always been on my list, just never watched it. 2, we talked about this before. We talked about how they're going to be rebooting Scary Movie, which is a parody franchise.
That's right.
I've talked about on my channel how they're rebooting Naked Gun, which is a parody franchise about James Bond kind of spy thing.
Liam Neeson's going to be in that one, right?
Liam Neeson's going to be in there. I forgot who's playing his wife. She's also someone that's going to be pretty funny. So it looks like the parody movie is back on its way. And I think that this is the perfect time. We have a slew of new different kind of IPs and things like that. You talk about how they can make fun of the state of Star Wars and even take about the fandom Star Trek. They can either, oh, nobody cares about Star Trek no more or something like that, or like in a funnier way than that. Obviously I'm not the writers. But
they name dropped Star Trek in the first Spaceballs, so they're not above doing that.
They could do that. They can parody Dune. I think that's right.
Oh, yes.
By the time this movie comes out, we'll probably, Dune 1 and 2 is out. We'll probably have the show. You might even have Dune 3 before this is made. And then, like you said, Avatar. We can get into some of these indie stuff that people like Ex Machina, and how that talks about AI. They can incorporate that in there. And I think that parody movies of classic things coming back and parodying the last 10 years is a perfect opportunity. So even though I don't know Spaceballs, but the fact that it's so beloved, and the fact that I'm down for parodies of the stuff that we have now, especially the highbrow crap that we have now, I think it will be perfect. I think it will be really, really perfect. I didn't know who the writers, like when I was covering this yesterday, I didn't know what the writer's background was. I only knew the director, right? The director is the guy who did Barber and Vista, which is a great comedy film about older ladies, and kind of a parody on like recently we've been in a lot of movies of like older actresses getting together, going away. It's kind of parody on that. And then
80 for 80 kind of thing.
Yeah. And then we have Strays. He directed Strays, and I really liked that movie. I thought it was really, really funny. Yeah. And he made a lot of great references and breaking the fourth wall. And that's kind of the stuff I feel like you need to bring over to Spaceballs, right?
I'd appreciate less dog dong, though.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a lot of
dogs. Little less dog things going on there.
10 less dogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's a really solid director to bring here with these now incredible writers you're talking about, because I think the writing is more important than the director. I think that this could be really, and if they do a combination of like Rick Moranis and what was it, Bill Pullman is his name?
Pullman, yeah.
Pullman, and then whoever else they can get from the old cast to come in, and then have Josh Gad and a bunch of new young people and mix them together, I think it could be a really big hit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you guys think of this? I mean, Spaceballs is coming back. Do you think they'll call it The Search for More Money? Do you think
they kind of have to, right? Like that's the fandom thing. That's how you get the fans into it, because now they're going to like, oh, you're respecting us.
Yeah, I agree. I think they got to call it The Search for More Money. If not, what are you even doing with it? Comment down below, guys. Let us know what you guys think of Spaceballs. Have you seen Spaceballs? And will Zach watch Spaceballs before he watches Return of the King? You let us know down in the comments your predictions there. Honestly, dude, I watch along the Spaceballs. I don't know how well it would do for you, but I would be there to watch just to see your reaction to the movie, because I think it's really funny. But I also have been watching it. I saw it for the first time when I was 12, so I was prime age. Like, I loved Star Wars already, so I got all the Star Wars spoofs going on in it, and I've been watching it for, I guess, like 10 years now. So it's just one of those movies I love. And maybe it's not your cup of tea when it comes to the humor. You'll have to find out. But with that recommendation out of the way, let's move on and talk about our last topic of the night, and that is this. I know, right? You gotta switch it up every once in a while. We got the poster. Everyone does the Deadpool and Wolverine walking. You know what? That's a fun one. So I can't believe that we are just a little over a month away from Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, this is the movie of the summer. This is the movie of the year for me. Cannot wait for this thing. And one of the big questions going around with Deadpool and Wolverine, especially with our community, our fans, is how much money? How much money is this thing going to make? It is bringing back Hugh Jackman. You've got Deadpool and Wolverine teaming up for the first time. It's in the MCU. People seem really excited about it. The popcorn bucket even brought a lot more attention, I think, to the movie than it already had before. So what is this movie going to do? And there's been a lot of people talking about, oh, it's going to be the biggest R-rated opening of all time. It's going to do this, it's going to do that. And we haven't really gotten the projections up until that point. But now we have them. Now we have the Deadpool and Wolverine projections. And they are huge. They are huge because according to this comes to us from comicbookmovie.com, Deadpool and Wolverine is aiming to break a box office record and dethrone the original Deadpool with a projected $200 to $239 million opening domestically. Deadpool and Wolverine is one of the, if not the most important movie releasing this summer. The movie is Deadpool's first foray into the MCU and the studio's attempt to right some wrongs that were plaguing their production over the last several years. A recently released list of 2023 box office losers put Disney at the top of the list, as it was the first year in a long time that the major media and company did not have a billion-dollar movie. The Marvels was a catastrophe when it released for the company, resulting in eye-watering losses. The first indication that Deadpool and Wolverine is expecting a positive box office was the pre-sales of tickets, which broke several records, and now early box office projections made confident claims that Deadpool and Wolverine will break records for the biggest R-rated opening, the title held by the first Deadpool. So it's just Deadpool beating Deadpool. Like they're just in competition with themselves. It's crazy. The movie has received a 6-week tracking projection of 200 million to 239 million, according to Deadline, which is considered conservative. Historically, no R-rated movie has opened at $200 million, with the current record held by the original Deadpool at 132.4 million. Even a 150 million opening for Deadpool and Wolverine would surpass both Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's previous records, as well as potentially becoming the highest opening of the summer, ahead of Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2 expected. Well, we already know what that ended up doing. So there you have it. The experts, who are quote unquote experts, because they don't always get it right, they are throwing out the $200 million projection. And, we were already talking about this movie was going to be big. This movie was going to be huge. We were already talking about all that. But another piece of news came out. Actually, 2 pieces of news came out that may really help Deadpool and Wolverine. And that is, one, it is being released in China, which I don't think the MCU has had a release in China since Shang-Chi, I want to say. I think. I could be wrong about that. But it's been a while since we've had MCU in China. And, that's a big market. On top of that, it's also releasing 2 days earlier in places such as Japan and Norway. And it's going to come out on the 24th for them instead of the 26th. Now, before you get jealous, like I'm jealous, that they get to see it 2 days early, this is another way to spread word of mouth. This is another thing that shows confidence in the movie that fans are going to love it. We get a couple fans seeing it a couple days early. Word goes out earlier. Now I'm a little worried about spoilers. I'm not going to lie about that. But all of this is kind of lining up for this to be the big movie that we expect it to be. And I'll tell you, when people were telling me, hey, you know what, I think it could do 200 million, I thought it could do 250, I was the one going, you know what, guys, like, Spider-Man No Way Home did 260, and that had Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland all together, which I think is something more beloved than Deadpool and Wolverine. I think that it had the 4 quadrants. Kids could see it, fans could see it. It was PG-13, not R. Like getting it up to Spider-Man No Way Home numbers is a lot to ask for an R-rated film, right? I was like, maybe 150, maybe 160. Well, forget me. I mean, 200. We have to remember too. They projected Inside Out for 130, and that ended up doing 155. So projections aren't always right. They can sometimes be more. This thing might do more than 239 million. So my question goes to you, Zach. Where do you think it's going to land? Because I think with the projections, I could see it doing like as high as 245, maybe 250, but I could see it going now as high as 245. And I think without question, if it's good and if it lives up to fans' expectations like we think it will, it crosses the $1 billion mark in its sleep. What do you think, man? What do you think about the projections? What do you think it's going to land? And what do you think about it getting a release in China? Do you think that does well for the movie?
Yeah. So first thing off with the China release, that's great that the MCU's back in there. They've repaired that relationship. I think that if you are someone that's on YouTube and Twitter a lot, definitely mute stuff because I remember on my way to No Way Home, I saw like a thumbnail of all the Peters in that moment where they were talking to each other about Tobey Maguire's Where the Web Comes From before I went to the movie.
Man. No.
Yeah, and I was like so mad. In my head, I had like, they might not be in the movie. You remember leading into that movie? It was
I remember
really in the movie. And it was like until you go see the movie. So that kind of ruined it a little bit. It's like, okay, I know for sure that they're in the movie now. So definitely mute stuff. Stay off YouTube on the 24th and 25th if you don't want to be spoiled, because people are going to be uploading stuff all over social media. But that's really great for them. That's gonna get some early chatter. We're gonna get a feel of what the movie's about. One thing I'll say about the predictions, I'm not gonna go as high as 239, 250. I'm gonna go between like 180, 200
Oh, it's gonna
because
be less.
yeah, because the
Okay.
difference between this and you kind of touched on it, this and No Way Home is that it's 4 quadrant for No Way Home. This is R rated. The Toby Andrew I think that's more of a big thing than Wolverine and Deadpool meeting each other, because I feel like a lot of casual fans don't know that Deadpool and Wolverine are supposed to be a pair a lot of the times, just like Deadpool and Spider-Man and things like that. But the fact that like generations know all three of these Spider-Mans was big. And I also, the chatter for Spider-Man No Way Home leading up to that movie was like every day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't feel it for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Here's something though. That I'll say, and I don't know if people say this. I'm sure people say this. Spider-Man No Way Home underperformed.
That's true,
because it was still COVID-y times.
Still
not everyone went to see it.
Yeah,
that movie would have done more. Like maybe not 300 million. Maybe not 300 million. Maybe 270. Maybe 280. Maybe it could have done a little 20 million. But no, it would have done more. If
it would have done more.
Right, and also the circumstances of the time also helps it, so you can yin and yang and stuff like that. But
yeah,
now we don't have. Well, we're way past having the restrictions that we did have during COVID when it comes to Deadpool and Wolverine. So, I mean, that's
definitely a possibility.
Great too.
I really do think it's going to go really, really high. It's going to have the biggest opening of the year. I don't see anything topping it. The only thing that can come close is Joker 2. But
I don't think Joker 2 has a $200 million opening though.
I don't think so, because the first one only did 90, so I don't really see the second one jumping up that high. But yeah, I think it's probably I'm gonna go more 180, 200 than 239, 250, just because of the chatter is like, oh, the bucket is crazy, the Wolverine thing, which every time I see, I'm like, this looks so gross. And people are like laughing at the that commercial that comes out in theaters now about turning your phone off.
Yep.
But I don't see chatter about the actual movie itself a lot, as much as I felt like the hype for No Way Home is. Maybe people are just keeping it inside. It's possible that people are just not talking about it and just going to wait for the movie to come out. And then it's just an explosion. The movie does 300 million and it's like way more people than we expected. But I don't want to go like, oh, this movie's going to make 280. And if it doesn't, it's a failure. If it does 180, 200, amazing still. It's going to make $1 billion no matter what. The movie could suck and it's still going to make $1 billion. So it's going to be fine.
I mean, if the movie sucks, I think it'll come just shy of $1 billion. I think that will pull it down to like 800, 900.
You think it'd be like 800, 900?
Because you'll lose that repeat viewing, right? Like like I mentioned before, I got my tickets for Thursday and Friday, and I never do that. By the way, I think this is the first time in my life I've ever done that. I've ever prepared to go to a movie again the next day, because usually I'm like, I'll buy the ticket now. And if I don't like the movie, then I don't have to worry about getting a refund and stuff like that. But I'm like, no, I'm seeing it. I'm getting the chance to see it twice if I can. So if I don't like it Thursday night, I'm not going. I'm not going.
Cancel.
I will be canceling that ticket for Friday if I do not like it on Thursday. So if the movie sucks, you will be losing some repeat views. People who are going to go see it 5 times are going to see it 3. Yeah, because some people can't accept defeat right away.
Yeah, like, no, I was wrong the first time.
I think I liked it. Let me try it again. Okay, I didn't like it that time. There's got to be something in there I like. Let me see it one more time.
I'm missing it. I can't see this movie being bad though. I trust Ryan Reynolds with the Deadpool property. I think that it's going to be at least an enjoyable film, and that should be enough for it to catapult, and we'll have the cameos and all the different stuff that they're hiding from us. I think that the fact that they're hiding so much from us, unlike Multiverse of Madness and unlike No Way Home, they're hiding a lot more here. And I think the word of mouth of like, you got to see that this person was in this movie, this happened, this moment, this person died,
and all they need that. Like Marvel needs people telling other people you have to see the new Marvel movie.
Yes. Like it has been so long since we've had that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, I think what do you think it's going to do then with the projections, with now being released in China? We already say we think it's going to make $1 billion. Does this go higher for you than what you thought?
The 200 is domestic, right?
Yeah, domestic. Yeah.
So like
So
worldwide,
globally,
it's
it could
gonna
be
go
400.
crazy.
It could be 500 globally. Yeah, exactly.
It could do $1 billion in 2 weeks,
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
Because if they got
Exactly.
China's the second biggest market in movie going.
Yeah.
And if they got COVID under control, because their COVID problems have lasted longer than us.
Yeah.
If it's under control by then, yeah, this movie can really do like record-breaking numbers in its first 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
I feel like domestically, 200, I think, is a solid space for it to be. It definitely can go higher. I don't really see it going much lower than 180, unless like bad reviews come out of nowhere, like right
Yeah.
before.
That would hurt it. I'd cancel my
That would
ticket
deter
if that
some
happened.
people to cancel their yeah. That you cancel on your Friday ticket, like, okay, I don't need to see this twice. But like, yeah, other than that, and then like China and then all the international markets coming in, this movie can make 600 million real easily, and then
Yep.
drop maybe 30%, and then next thing we're already at $1 billion movie, and it could be the biggest movie ever. Like, if this is really that great,
It would have to beat Avatar: Way of Water's 2.8 billion, I think.
Okay,
I
maybe
think
not
it's
that.
2.8. It's high. It's high.
What is coming out after Deadpool Wolverine? I feel like there's nothing really
Nothing
competing.
really. No, because that's you have I think Twisters is after it. But like
No hype for that.
there's no big tent pole like blockbuster
No
like
Star
Deadpool.
Wars, no DC.
Nope, none of that. None of that.
And
So
Joker 2 is coming out in like October. So it
October,
really
yep.
has a long ways away of just making money for a long period of time.
Graven the Hunter's not till December, so that's not standing in its way.
They could have released that the same day. That shit was not going to do nothing.
You don't think it's going to have a $200 million opening?
No.
I'm expecting to have a
$2 opening.
$2 opening. Yeah, we'll see how it does. But yeah, no, I think I wouldn't have said it before these projections came out.
Yeah.
But I think it kisses 2 billion. I think it ends 1.7, 1.8.
Yeah.
If it's as good and lives up to what we think it will.
Yeah, it has to have a great. It can't just be a bunch of jokes. Hopefully, they have a great story and good jokes and great action. Like, it has to hit all the quadrants and stuff.
Yeah, and I think of all the Marvel movies that we've had in the past year or so, 2 years, this needs to have a wow ending. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it needs to have that explosive. Oh my gosh, they're doing this. They're doing blank. I cannot wait to see where it goes.
Great after credit scene.
Yes,
we need it. No more joke after credit scenes. Make after credit scenes great again. I hate to use that phrase, but but you know what I mean. Like, it's kind of weak.
Yeah.
After credit scenes, you stay there, and it was like, oh my god, we know what's coming next. They haven't been doing that. It's been jokes. I don't want no more jokes. Give me something wow. Like, holy crap, this person's coming. Do that.
Yeah. Well, question is for you guys. What do you think? Deadpool and Wolverine's projections, opening in China. How much of $1 billion do you think this is going to make? Do you think it gets to $2 billion? Comment down below. Let us know all your thoughts on that, guys. And with that out of the way, we are done with the topics, and we got a heck of a lot of questions to go through.
Oh, yeah.
So we gotta burn through some of these, I think. We got 80s Gift from 90s asking, what Disney film are you looking forward to next? Moana 2 or Mufasa? Probably Moana 2.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's the real answer. That's the real answer.
I just Moana 2. I didn't watch the live action Lion King. Probably not gonna watch Mufasa. Moana 2.
The Mufasa trailer played before Inside Out 2, and I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, but why? Like, that's the only question I had is like, we know how he ends, and
yeah,
why? Like, what? I don't know. I'm very curious to see like why they made this. Like, do they have a story to tell? Well, we'll see. But I just don't get it. I just don't get the like, if someone pitched that to me, let's do Mufasa's, I would be like, but why? Like, why? I wonder why they chose
prequels are getting riskier and riskier, man. I feel like a lot of people are like, why am I like, I know where this character is going. Why do I need to see this? I think back in the day, people were more excited to see more of the path of the characters. I don't think people are that excited anymore.
I mean, you got to do it well. You got to do it like the Planet of the Apes. Like those are pretty cool films that worked. But
yeah,
we'll see. Let's see. We got Carlos Cabral saying the bike ride should be good. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Me too, man. I hope we like it. Travis Movie says I also saw an early screening of the Bike Riders the other night. It was so much freaking better than I thought it was going to be. Feel like it's going to be one that gets overlooked. That's good to hear. I'm very curious about the Bike Riders because it was going to release last year, like I think in December of last year, and then like I think 2 weeks before it was supposed to come out, Disney was like, we don't want it anymore, and sold it. And it's like, why did they do that? Why did they sell it? And I guess. I don't know.
I think the reason why is because the Bike Riders is supposed to be a award contender film, and they had no space because they already had another film that they were like, this is ours. This one doesn't have that much of a chance. So
but then my question to that is, then why don't you just hold on to it and wait? Like, why would you give it away? Oh, we think this can win an award next year. Here you go. You can have it. Like, why would you do that? As opposed to just be like, actually, you know what? We'll just move its release date to next year.
Next year, and then it has more of a chance next year. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but they did.
But everybody's saying it's good.
I know, right? Like, that's what I'm like. I wonder, maybe Disney they just had different tastes, and they were like, oh, we think this is a bad movie. Maybe no one's gonna like it, and then people like it. I mean, that happens. But
that happens.
Yeah, that was my big curiosity with seeing the Bike Riders. Is like, why did Disney dump it? Why didn't they want it anymore? I can't remember who bought it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Collective Movement said, I sleep crunched up in a ball and then I spread out during the night. Nice, man. Yeah, that's the way to go. I'll find myself like crunched up when I fall asleep and then like star fishing when I wake up. Toxic Gamers, star fishing, Patrick Star. What are some of the worst movies that have come out in the last 10 years in your opinion? Oof. In the last 10 years, you're making us go through the decades. You said you like The Imaginary, right? You like that one that came out?
When I say that, we gotta be.
You don't have to defend yourself. I'm just
yeah. Like, I like it in the fact that it's like a horror movie where I can go like, "You're stupid," like not like this is a well written, the acting wasn't that bad actually. It's not like a well written movie. The monster ended up being really dumb at the end. It's not a great movie, but I had fun with it because I understood that it's a Blumhouse. Oh, you guys are so stupid kind of movie. That's how I like it.
It might be my least favorite of the year.
Yeah.
Imaginary. Yeah, I thought they dropped the ball on everything. And what was that grandma character doing? That old lady? Like, there was just some like hokey acting from her that got really laughable at the end.
There was 2 actors that were in different movies. That lady was in a different movie from everyone else.
Yes.
And the main actress was in a different movie from everyone else. And
she was in a family drama.
Bad. Yeah, she was giving them great acting, and she was in the wrong movie.
She was in This Is Us. She wasn't in Imaginary.
yeah, like she was in a Rick Famuyiwa movie, not whatever the hell this is.
Yeah,
like it's like, damn, man, you thought you was in something completely different than what you actually in.
Yeah, crazy. Disappointing.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Mia Kupla from Tyler Perry, you haven't seen the worst movie of the year.
I definitely have not seen that.
Oh my god, it's not even like laugh bad. It's just like, this is terrible, Tyler.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, let's see here. We got Trez Movie says, Zach Attacks, don't know if you're a South Park fan, but one of your throwback reviews, you should do South Park bigger, longer, and uncut for its 25th anniversary. I'm doing one as well.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you.
I watched I don't watch South Park, but I watched a couple clips from the Panderverse. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
With the Kathleen Kennedy bit. Which I won't repeat because I think people would take it the wrong way and I would get demonetized. But it was funny. It was funny bits. But I don't really watch South Park. I saw one episode.
Wow.
I saw one episode that made me incredibly uncomfortable. I think the main character's name is Carter.
Cartman.
Cartman. Yeah. Okay. Cartman. It was an episode where Cartman. I don't even know if I could say it. He was trying to impersonate someone with like special needs, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like it went far. like it went Sounds very far. Made me uncomfortable. So I don't watch South Park.
Yeah, it sounds like them.
Yeah, it was I couldn't believe it. I was like, this aired on TV. Holy crap. Talkscary331 says, what are some of your favorite nostalgic shows? My ultimate, it's Drake and Josh. That's my ultimate one.
I was just asking somebody what their favorite sitcoms were, so this works. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, New Girl, which is crazy to me. That's a nostalgic show now. Friends, are some shows off the top of my head. I love those shows. Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah. I mean, Friends is my favorite sitcom of all time, but I guess it is kind of becoming nostalgic as well because I watched it so young. So when I watch it, I still get like that young feeling to it. So, but yeah, no, Drake and Josh is the one where it's like I'm literally coming home from school and I'm 9 years old again whenever I put that on. I love throwing that on.
Yeah. Oh, Dragon Ball Z, probably number one.
Classic. The laser says take one switch and it all starts clicking.
I'm guessing,
but I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure. Sorry about that. Collective Movie Man says, yeah, you have to finish Return of the King before you start another trilogy. I'm not letting you get away with that. We will
You're not gonna get away with this.
You know what? I know I shouldn't take credit for it, but I feel like I started that. Like I
nagging me on the Return of the King.
Yeah, I feel like I like. Look, I could be wrong, and I'll totally take it if I'm wrong. But I feel like I started like hounding you about it, and then now I just see everyone doing it.
Yes, even when I'm not around. I think WC with T was talking about it on his live stream, and I didn't even know the live stream was happening.
I was watching that live stream, and he said it, and I was like, "I'm pretty sure I started this."
You definitely did start it. You were coming in my live streams and saying it, and I'm like, God damn it, Zach.
And then my favorite is when I just say it to you randomly on Twitter. Like, you'll just be like, wow, check out this news. And I'm like, wow, you better watch Return of the King before this movie comes out. Like, that's my
I'm just like, I wish there was a dislike button on Twitter.
Oh, come on. You love it.
Oh, my God. It's hilarious. I have screenshotted all those, by the way. I love it.
Oh, have you? Oh, that's great. You need to put them like at like like honest trailers when they do like the with all the comments. That's the
idea.
You got to do it. Oh, perfect.
I'm actually screenshotting this one right now.
Perfect. So like there'll be 50 me's.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
80s Kid from the 90s says, which Incredibles movie do you prefer? I prefer the first one personally, but you haven't seen any of them, so
no. I prefer the good one.
I will answer for Zach. He prefers the first one as well.
Yeah.
Trev's Movies says, Zach Attacks, you went to some of the Monday mystery movies last year. What was your favorite and least favorite that you saw? That's a good question. Some of my favorites have been Sisu, Talk to Me, and Spy X Family. I forgot about Sisu. That was a fun little movie.
Sisu's probably my favorite one that I saw out of those. The Liam Neeson movie where he was in the car, shit was trash.
Is that? Oh, what I saw that. Is that like Retribution?
Retribution, yes. Is
that what it is? Yes.
Oh my God.
It's like someone was like, how do we make speed for $1? That's how I felt.
That needs to be written on the DVD box. Speed for $1.
It's literally just Liam Neeson driving with a GoPro in his face, being like, "Oh, the bomb's gonna go off. Not yet. Oh, it's gonna go off. Not yet." It was so boring.
Speed for it had one of the worst endings I've ever seen for any movie ever.
I don't even. Did I watch it till the end? I don't even remember. I just remember him driving a lot. I don't remember anything else about that movie. Yeah, no, not good.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
CC Clemens joined us. What's going on, CC? Thanks for joining us. Saying Zach with Zach Attack. Let's go. Yeah, always a good time when Zach's here. Age of 90 says A Bug's Life needs a sequel. So does Monsters Inc. I never really thought about A Bug's Life.
Me neither, but I actually like that movie a lot.
Yeah, they could do something with it.
Yeah,
they could. You know, I want them to go really dark with it. You know, I want like. Well, I think it's just like, you know, like the first movie ends with Hopper getting devoured by birds, which by the way, nightmare fuel for me as a kid when that visual was he's getting lowered to the mouths. It's terrifying as a kid. You know, you can like have the like humans invade or something like they move where the anthill is, or construction is going on. You know, they're demolishing where the anthill is, like, you know, environment kind of commentary and stuff like. but like make it
mess
a
up the
horror.
ecosystem.
Yeah, but like make it a horror movie with the bugs, like their world is ending or something.
That'd be cool. Like a disaster movie, but for the bugs.
Yes, exactly. Pixar's disaster movie. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
The laser says Turning Red can't get a sequel. It's Pixar's biggest flop ever made. That's not entirely true. It only made 21 million, and Pixar is never going to go back to that IP ever again. Well, you have to take into account that it wasn't exclusively in theaters. Like, for example, I didn't get it in my theaters. They put it on Disney Plus and then select theaters.
Yeah, during the COVID time. Also, it did crazy on streaming. So
it did.
It was up there with Moana and Kanto and all that stuff for a very, very long time. I think that they can release it a second one. I think anything that came out during COVID, you kind of have to give it grace.
You really do. I mean, dude, The Suicide Squad, which is an excellent film, flopped. It made. Did that only do like 30 million worldwide or something like that?
I think maybe 75. I think.
Yeah, it did not do well at all. But it's like an awesome movie. It's an awesome movie. But yeah, no one wanted to go see it because they were scared. Rightfully so. Age from the 90s says, yeah, but Randall got away at the end of season 2. I don't know what we're referring to.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Who's Randall? Season 2. I don't know. I'm sorry. I forget.
Yeah.
Trez Movie says Turning Red wasn't in theaters. Yeah,
it was.
It was in some theaters,
yeah,
but not my theater. Collective Movie Man says, Zach, I sent you 2 videos of the movie that I recorded a few minutes ago from The Ring. Hopefully it's not too creepy for you. You sent me 2 videos like on Instagram. I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to check them just yet. But I definitely appreciate the warning because now I'm going to open that in the morning.
Bars. Morning.
By the way, we got Kenny Sparks sending in a $2 super chat. Thank you so much,
God.
Kenny. He says,
let me screenshot that. Jesus.
We even super chatted to get Zach to watch Return of the King. Yeah, man. I cannot wait for that video. I mean, like the thing is, dude, like, don't you feel like you're putting so much pressure on yourself?
Oh my God. I was talking to Kenny Sparks the other day. I was just like, yo, I have to make the greatest video of all time now.
it cannot disappoint, man. I mean,
it can't be like a regular review, man. Oh,
yeah, we need to be fed. We need
4 hours.
By the way, Kenny Sparks, beloved channel member and friend and fantastic content creator. If you're not checking out Kenny, definitely check him out. And thank you so much, Kenny, for the support on that. That's amazing. I think we did a jump. Nope. Okay, we're good. He's giving a saying that was not the real Zurg. Okay. I can't remember the movie well enough to argue with you, to be honest. So you might be right, actually. You might, now that I'm thinking about it, you might be right. The laser said my big issue with Lightyear was that it needed more connections to the toy. If you took Buzz out of this movie and put Zack Attack or anyone else in it, would be the same movie. Also, I
don't know. I don't know if you put me in the movie, it would be the same movie. I think I would have died really fast.
Instantly more entertaining, though. Instantly. The laser says, I also wish that Lightyear was more colorful and fun, maybe still have that serious tone, but it's kind of hard to believe that this would be the movie that Andy would love. Yeah. I mean, you know, they did what was that cartoon series that they did? The Buzz Lightyear animated movie. Oh, it was on VHS. I used to own it. Star Command, something like that. Yeah. As a kid, I haven't seen it since a kid, so I honestly don't remember much about it. But I remember really liking that. Like that was entertaining. Like, why didn't they just do something like that?
I don't know. I even though I like Lightyear a lot, I think they should have just made a animated high budget version of that show.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, we got Spoiler King saying day 118 of Zack Attack is not watching Return of the King.
118 is crazy.
Are you wait, is that legit? Are they counting the days?
I don't. That's the first time I've seen it, but if they are, Spoiler Kings, do not do that to me.
I love you if you're actually counting. If the
118
was right, 118. Because if you think about, we're halfway through the year, and I think you started at the tail end of last year. When did you do Two Towers?
No, I did Two Towers this year.
You did it this year? Okay.
Yes.
So your review came out this year, and Echo came out this year.
Long.
Okay, got it. Okay,
I did Fellowship last year. I did Return
of
the King.
Fellowship was last year. Okay.
Yeah, did Return Two Towers this year. Maybe get Return of the King next year. Let's see.
Whole year?
What
Come
a
on,
year!
man. Oh man! By the way, Spoiler Kings, $5. That's very, very
Appreciate you guys.
appreciated. Thank you so much, and beloved channel members and friends as well. Check them out. Their link is in the description, actually. So, thank you guys so much for that and for the laugh. Let's see here. Where did we leave off? Here we go. Toxic Gamer 331 says, "Do you guys agree with me? The only bad Wizarding World movie is Crimes of Grindelwald and Half-Blood Prince. Then the other two Fantastic Beasts movies are okay, but the rest of the Harry Potter movies." But the rest of the Harry Potter movies are? So they are. Okay. I honestly have never seen past Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them because once we found them, I didn't care to keep them. I really wasn't into that movie.
That was amazing. Once we found them, I was like, I don't really care about this no more.
I don't really care about this movie franchise.
I've only seen the first 4 Harry Potter movies, and I never watched any of the Fantastic Beasts movies because I was not interested in any Harry Potter movies that doesn't deal with young children in peril.
Fair enough. I don't think there's a Harry Potter movie I don't like. I think they're
all 4.
Yeah, I'm all 4.
That I saw.
There's like, is there 8? I think there's 8.
Yeah, they split the last book into 2, so I think there might be 8.
Yeah, so I think there's 8. Yeah, no, I can't think of a Harry Potter movie I don't think is good. Like there's ones I prefer over other ones, but I can't think of one where I'm like, yeah, that's just not a good movie. Yeah. But I haven't seen the other Fantastic Beasts movies, so we'll see.
They can't be good because it was supposed to be 5 films, and they cut it out. I was like, yeah, no more of this shit. Yeah,
they were just like, we're done. We're done. We're gonna reboot it and put it on HBO Max. We're done.
Yep.
80s from the 90s says the deleted scenes show what happened or what could have happened in the original version of the sequel or the sequel. Deleted scenes of Bug's Life. What are we talking about? Sometimes I forget. Maybe Monsters Inc. is what he's talking about. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. We've lost it. Houston, we have a problem. Michael 11591 says, "Did you both stay after the credits during Inside Out 2?" No, I missed it.
Oh, I did. No, I stayed all the way to the end.
I read about it online and I was like, "Well, that's kind of dumb," but I'm glad I didn't stay. I stayed for like the mid, like little scenes though.
Yeah,
those are fun.
Those are fun. That scene was fun, but it wasn't worth waiting through the whole credits.
Yeah, I didn't think so. If it's not like a Marvel DC, I usually don't stay till the end. To be honest with you,
that's fair.
Collector Movie Man says, Zach 1 and Zach 2. If you could have 3 toys come to life, what would they be? See, it's terrifying to think that because all my toys are very violent. What if they're not nice?
Very violent. Yeah, that's true. It's like I don't want.
Well, they all have like little weapons and like my
true.
Terminator. I mean, he's not going to shoot me with a toy gun, but he might try to beat me with it.
But if he comes to life, it might be a real gun.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You don't know how the rules work. Thanos, he might snap me out of existence if he comes to life.
He's an asshole. You don't want him.
That works. So, I don't know.
I'd probably do Spider-Man and Cap. Just,
nice.
Talk to him. Ask him why he didn't end slavery.
He's gonna scold your toy.
Like, why? You were there?
Stop shaking me.
Why did you do this? You should have attacked segregation.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is that everyone thinks toys come to life. It's gonna be like Toy Story. What if it's like Small Soldiers?
Ooh,
yeah, right. You don't think about that. By the way, underrated movie, Small Soldiers. I really like Small Soldiers.
Me too.
Kenny Sparks is saying Zack Attack's got a fly shirt on. Yeah, he does. Yeah, no one likes my shirt tonight. It's plain. It's fine. Kenny Sparks is saying, "What's up, fam? Hey, Ken, what's going on, dude?" Fox Gamer says, "Who has the best WWE finisher out of the 3 Zacks? Zack Attack, the go-to Zack, GTS, Zach Milne, the same Zack's time, same." Oh, is that what I say? Same Zack time, same Zack channel. Down, and Guller, the back talk commence. I like the back talk commence.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. That's like, yeah, that's threatening. Kenny Sparks says if they do an Incredibles 3, I'd like to see Dash and Violet aged up to college age. Yeah, if they do Incredibles 3, I'd like to see them aged up too. I was okay with them not doing that in Incredibles 2 because they were like it's going to take place right after the first one, and they did that very well. But I would like to see some ages. When as I age and movies get older, I like to see the characters age as well. That's just how I am. That's why I love Toy Story 3 so much because it did age Andy, and I thought it was brilliant. Talking with one says also Zack Attack. What did you think of the WrestleMania 40 main event, and the entire show for itself?
Zach M, what did you think about it?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I loved it. Here's the thing. Like when you get a man of that size, the elbow smasher, as they like to call him, when he gets up on the ropes like that, and he's got it. And the thing is too is that he keeps that knife on him at all times because he's just got to sharpen that thing for his victims. Get that real point.
Should do that on camera.
So, but here's the thing: like no one thought that he was going to bring that out to WrestleMania this time around. Like everyone was like, this guy, he's done it in the past. He's had some real harsh penalties for it too, and social media tried to cancel him. But you can't keep a good elbow smasher down. So when he's on the ropes and he's sharpening his elbow like that, I was on the edge of my seat, just like, oh my gosh. He is going to do it. He's going to do it. Blood's everywhere, and it's great. And when I just felt bad for the man's chest. Poor whiz snapper. He's
whiz snapper.
He's definitely out for the count now.
Out for the count.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be at WrestleMania 50. I really don't. No,
he's not making it for the sequel.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, no, his contract's over. I heard his coach let him go. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah,
I love Zach M's insight in wrestling. So he's so deep in the knowledge. Such a fan.
Oh yeah, totally. No. So what happened? What is this, and how did it go?
So to give you some backstory why this was such a big thing. So there was one champion for 4 years named Roman Reigns. He was dominating as the world champion for 40 years. No one could stop him.
Okay.
And he had his whole group around him. The Rock came back, and that's his cousin. It seemed like no one was going to be able to stop him. And then this half Spanish, half white kid comes out of nowhere and beats him at WrestleMania 40. And it was like the end game. Like wrestlers was coming out of portals to help this guy beat Roman Reigns. So it was this epic. It was like the Avengers Endgame for wrestling fans.
Wow.
So it was real fun.
That was my backup story. So sometimes you gotta go with the gut, and sometimes it doesn't pay off. But yeah, no. The end game of wrestling. That was definitely what I was gonna say too. Toxic Gamer 51 says, and Cody finishing the story.
That's the guy I was talking about. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. No, that's great. I'm glad you guys enjoy wrestling. I've never been allowed to watch wrestling, and thus I never got into wrestling because I never had family members who were into it, and I never had friends who were into it. So I never got into it. So, and I honestly have never heard. I don't know. Maybe wrestling is more of a States thing, a United States thing, because I don't really hear anyone, at least in my part of Canada, talk about wrestling. I can't think of in the past 2 years anyone say the word wrestling in terms of like the sport,
sports entertainment.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Canada is a big wrestling town. Like when they go there, the crowds go nuts.
See, like I'm not going to generalize Canadians that they don't like wrestling. Like that's not fair. I'm just saying that like until Zach Guller and until you and Toxic Gamer, I've never heard about wrestling so much in my life. I really haven't. So
that's fair.
There you go. Kenny Sparks saying $259 million globally is insane. The funniest part about this is everyone who said Disney was dead in 2023. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's crazy business. And after seeing the movie, like I said, well deserved. So
anytime someone says something's dead, I'm like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Everything can be revived. It just takes the right creative. It takes the right moment.
Yep, exactly. Toxic Gamer says the week's been 2 years since this week has been 2 years since my dog passed away, but he's in a better place now. Miss you, Dodger. Oh, that's really sweet, man. I'm sorry for your loss. I know how hard it is. I'm going to say that again because it's weird to say that as like mid burped. That was weird. I'm sorry for your loss, and I know how hard it is to lose a dog. I lost my family dog a number of not a number of years ago, probably like 5 years ago now. So, but it's tough, and I still the pain's still there. But yeah, Every
It's
day,
like
you just
losing a
one
family
day at a
member.
time. It really
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it really is. Dogs, pets in general, totally become like your family. So the loss of a pet is just as much as losing a family member. So my heart goes out to you, man. I'm sorry for your loss, and yeah, day by day, man, day by day.
Yeah.
Kenny Sparks says Pixar is not for kids; it's for adults, but it's sold to kids. I mean that as a compliment. That's incredible work. I thought that was a really great tagline in your review. I heard you say that in your review, and I was like, that is really well said. Like
Yeah.
I've never heard someone say it in that way, and I really like it. Good
He has a
job.
way words. He has a way words.
He does have a way with words. Toxic 51 says Inside Out 2, I think might hit $1 billion when it leaves theaters. I think so. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it's gonna do well. Katie Sparks says Turning Red and Soul are both great. Haven't seen Luca yet. I'm in the same boat. I haven't seen Luca.
Yeah. I heard Luca's really good. And Onward, I haven't seen either.
Oh, Onward. Yeah, I forgot. That's a forgotten Pixar film too. Because I think Onward was the last movie I saw before COVID happened.
It was like a week before we shut down.
Yep. I think so. Because I don't think I did any other reviews that year other than that Onward one. So, yeah, crazy. Toxic says, "Are you guys seeing the Bike Riders this week? Planning to see it tomorrow?
Maybe.
He's got to watch Return of the King first. If you're taking a week off, you watch half an hour a day.
So you can do it."
Toxic 51 says, "I'm a head out now. Great stream as always from two great guys. Congrats on 1K again." Yes, absolutely, Zach Attack. Congrats on 1K.
Thank you.
And have a great rest of y'all's day or night. And everyone remember, pizza time. That's right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Toxic Gamer. As always, the show was made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. You have a good night or day or whatever. Travis Movie says Kung Fu Panda 4 also came out this year. Yeah, I forgot about that one, didn't you? So did I. Honestly, no, I did not forget that came out this year.
It did well.
I forgot about it, but I didn't forget that it came out this year.
Yeah.
The difference. No, Kung Fu Panda was fine. And you're right, it did well. It did well. I think it 500 million, crossed 500 million, 600, something like that. It did well. Good for it. It was fine. Kenny Sparks says, "Yeah, not a lot of successful kids movies this year. Inside Out has culturally currency, unlike Furiosa." Yeah, poor Furiosa, man. I will say I understand why he brought up Kung Fu Panda 4 now, because I said that there was no kids movies in the year before Inside Out 2. So yes, that is correct. I will eat my words. I was wrong. Kenny Sparks says it's definitely going to hit $1 billion. Inside Out, I mean. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Travis says, "I think the box office will slow down for Inside Out 2 once People Meet 4 drops in theaters, sadly." I do think it will as well, because that's just inevitable. But I think the legs will still be strong.
Yeah. And
I think, I could be wrong, if Despicable Me 4 only does the 45-day window and Inside Out does 100 days, I think Despicable Me 4 will leave before Inside Out does.
But the only thing is, Universal is flexible with the 45 days. So they said that if they feel like a movie is doing really well, they'll just leave it. And I think Despicable Me will be the movie they do that with. I mean, yeah. If you want to get as much money as you can get, you get the little yellow guys that bring the kids and the old people out to the theater. Kenny Sparks says, "This week is Bike Riders and Kinds of Kindness, which will not be competition for Inside Out 2. Yep. Absolutely not. Totally different audiences. Bike Riders will be, I don't know, happy if they make 15 million opening weekend. What do you think Bike Riders? 15 million?
What do you think Bike Riders is going to do? Like 5 million? So
when I did my box office breakdown yesterday, it was predicted between 8 to 10. I think it'll make 7.
Yeah. See, that sounds about like 10 million sounds about like. Yeah, but it's also not a movie that needs to like break the bank at the box office.
Yeah,
like
I don't think it's not expensive.
Tentpole. Probably the most expensive was the cast.
Yeah.
Trez Movies says, "I think one more that will do surprisingly at the box office is Twisters, but also it does come out the week before Deadpool and Wolverine." Oh, okay, it comes out the week right before Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, I thought it came out after. Twisters, I don't know. I know that the first one's kind of loved.
The trailer's strong.
I don't feel hyped for it though. Like, I don't really feel people like my dad, and my dad's like not the like be all end all for moviegoers' opinions, but the trailer came on for Twisters and he went, "Oh, they're doing that."
Oh, damn.
He wasn't into it. So, and I mean, I feel like that's kind of the audience. I feel like Twisters is trying to get the Top Gun Maverick audience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's why
I
that movie
don't
got
know if
greenlit.
it will. And also, I don't know if the young people are going to go out to that.
It also has no movie stars in there. To be honest,
Glenn Powell.
What movie has he sold?
Sold. Okay, yeah, that's. I mean, he was huge in Anyone But You.
Yeah,
really well
but
for
that
him.
was more about people thought that they were having sex like outside of the actual movie than like him being a star.
Right. That's right. What about Hitman? That did really well, didn't it?
On streaming.
Well, it's on Netflix, but like he's
Yeah.
getting a lot of praise for it. Yeah, no, I he's definitely an up and comer, so he's not like a big star yet, but I see what you mean. Collective Movie Man says Movie 4 comes out the first week in July. Okay. Kenny Sparks says Knuckles was a flop, so kids will be ignoring that. Yeah. I mean, I don't actually. I don't know. I don't know if kids like Knuckles or not. I haven't talked to
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I haven't talked to any kids. I have no idea if they like
Knuckles? Did you think it was weird that
Actually-
Wade was the main character? Like, no,
I didn't watch it because people were like, "Oh yeah, it's all about Wade's fan." I'm like, "What? Oh, that's not what I want to watch a Knuckles show for." I'm gonna leave that alone.
it was bad. Not Acolyte bad, but it was bad. It was. I finished it like not with a smile on my face, but I finished it.
I was indifferent.
Getting Sparks says, "I'm not sure if Deadpool." What just happened to you?
My Funko Pops fell. I guess they didn't like my Knuckles take.
Are they alive? Oh no!
He's like, "You didn't pick me."
What did I tell you, man? Violent. They're violent toys. Kenny Sparks says, "I'm not sure if Deadpool and Wolverine will beat it just because it's rated R." Yeah, I think that's a big hurdle. I think Deadpool and Wolverine will make $1 billion though. Oh yeah, I think we're all on the same page with that. Trez Movie says you got to also think about stuff that comes out this fall. We still have Joker 2, Venom 3, Sonic 3, Wicked, and Moana 2. I think Moana 2 does the best of those movies.
There's no hype for Wicked.
I don't know about Wicked. I can't sense the temperature on Wicked. I think Wicked looks decent.
Yeah,
but I'm not real. I can't get a feel. Like I know the musical's big, but you know, Cats was a big musical, and we all saw how that did the box office. I'm not saying this is going to be the quality of Cats. I'm just saying beloved musicals to movies don't always translate. Ariana Grande is a big star.
Well was Wonka. Everything else has done medium. Really,
Wonka did well. I would credit Timothée Chalamet for a lot of that too, though.
Yeah.
And you know, it's got Ariana Grande and Wicked, and that's is she popular still? I don't know. I'm sure people still somewhat like her. There'll be an audience for that for sure. Venom 3 I think will be decent. Sonic 3 is coming out in the December, so I do think that'll be big money as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joker 2, I'm not entirely sure how people are going to feel with the musical aspect, as well as some people don't like the first Joker in general. But Moana 2, I think, is that trailer, when that plays in my theater, it pops. Moana 2
and they're forgetting a key movie here, a potential $1 billion film.
Oh, right, yeah.
Craven
the Hunter. Like, where's Craven? Leaving out our boy. Where's Craven? He's going to hunt all these movies, take all their box office. Collective Movement says, I hope this doesn't ruin anything for you guys, but there was a new trailer put out. I didn't watch it. It just popped up on Instagram and Wesley Snipes is in the background. I don't think that was Wesley Snipes. I think I know what you're referring to. I've seen some people argue about it. There's a guy just like Blade in the background. Some people think it's Wesley Snipes.
No, that is the Blade from the sci-fi Blade.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what some people are thinking. So we'll see. We'll see what it actually ends up
Ryan
being.
Reynolds does not like Wesley Snipes. He's not putting him in this movie.
Oh, I forgot that he was in Blade 3 with him.
Yep. Do not like him after
that. That makes sense. Collective Movement says, how long is the Deadpool 3 going to be in theaters? 100 days also, or only 45? Well, they haven't specifically said, but if they're smart, they'd keep it in for longer than 45. It probably leaves in like October, or not October. Sorry,
It's July.
mid-September or something.
Yeah, July, August, September. Yeah, I can see it doing 3 months.
Yep.
90 days.
As long as he keeps making money, right? They keep it in.
Yeah.
The Laser says, I think Despicable Me 4 will have a dip compared to the other movies. The critics aren't loving this movie, and I feel like the word of mouth won't be good. I'm expecting 750 million worldwide. Okay. I
Critics
haven't seen
haven't
any.
affected the other films.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't think the other ones have been beloved either. I didn't know that the critics have seen it. I haven't seen anything said about it. That's crazy. Katie Sparks says 2018 had $7 billion movies. 2019 had $7 billion movies. Since then, the most there's been a year is 3. Well, you're forgetting our little friend COVID happened and killed anyone's chances of getting $1 billion.
Yeah.
So,
there is Rotten Tomatoes for Despicable Me 4. Is that 50%?
Okay, so half people like it, half people don't.
Yeah.
I will say that it's kind of a good thing that we slowed down with the $1 billion films a little bit, because it was coming to be too much of an expectation that every film needed to hit $1 billion. If you didn't hit $1 billion, you weren't successful. And yeah, I think it's kind of good that we're building back up to that.
Down.
Yeah, dialing back down.
Because people are like,
business-wise, it's
the
not.
Batman only did 750 is a failure. What? No,
I know, right? What the heck? 750. It failed. That's hilarious. Nolan Mixel says, I'm gonna see Despicable Me 4 for Stretchy Boy. I vibe with the Mega Minions. I don't know what Stretchy Boy means. But that's awesome.
I think the Minions are getting like Fantastic Four powers, and one of them can stretch.
Oh gosh. Okay. Sure. Sure. Oh man. Am I gonna see that? I'm probably gonna see that. Sully Stream says, by the way, welcome, Sully. Thanks for joining us, man. I believe, could be wrong, you're going to get married. You might already be married. I don't know. But congratulations on everything that's going on, man, with the engagement, with the wedding, with everything that's going on. I can't remember if you said you'll be married by now or not, but great to see you in here, my friend. And he says that article is correct. Winter Soldier is still the best MCU film. I mean, it's up there for me, that's for sure. Kenny Sparks says, yeah, I don't read. They just go with the headlines or any little hint at something that's not there. Yep.
Wow, we just caught up to the Russo brothers time.
I've kind of realized that too. I mean, there's probably not that much more. Oh, this chat goes on for a long while. Wow. Okay. Wow, they're killing it. Okay.
Oh shit.
You guys, I appreciate all of you so much. I think we're gonna start selecting comments. I think we're gonna start going through and
that's so funny.
There's so many. Wow.
I was like, wait, hold
I know. I was kind of like that too. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, that's crazy. Let's see here. The idea of Russo's actually coming back doesn't impress me that much anyway, to be honest. Everything they've done since their MCU stuff has been due to, I mean, yeah, quite a bit of people say that. Nolan out. Okay, thank you for joining us, Nolan. Thanks for being here. And the show is made better because you were a part of it, and I'm pretty sure you're new here, so welcome. We're honored to have you join us. Kenny Sparks saying WandaVision, Doctor Strange thing was frustrating.
Yep.
We've got the Matt Film Show. Thanks for joining us, Matt. Says, with the rumors of the new Nemo and Incredibles films coming out, do you think we'll get a new Monsters Inc. film? Well, I mean, there seems to be a demand for it just based off this chat. So maybe. Kenny Sparks says, nobody cares how much movies cost unless they're not successful. Inside Out 2 cost $200 million and made $295 in its first weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with a movie like that, they justified the price. But there's some movies where I'm like, okay, this is like the first in a franchise. Why are you spending like $300 million on this?
They used to build up to get into 200. Now it's like that's the standard. Like, what is it? Like, you give him 200 million, next one you're gonna give him 3? That's insane.
It's crazy. The Laser says, did you see that Mission Impossible 8 is going to cost $300 million after losing over $200 million on Mission Impossible 7 with the same budget? How do you feel about this? I think it's a mistake. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to judge them for it, though, because I read that they were shooting with a submarine and there was something that went wrong with it that delayed, and that is costing them a lot of money, and that's what ballooned it up to $300 million. But I'd be nervous if I was Tom Cruise and I was the studio, because I think they were putting a lot of bank on on Mission
7.
Impossible 7, and I think it underperformed in their eyes. I don't think it did what they wanted it to do. So
it barely started making money.
Yeah,
broke even and barely started making money.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. Sully Stream says, Zach, the movie you're talking about that has a 320 million is the next Russo brothers Netflix movie, The Electric State. Godzilla minus one proves this stuff shouldn't cost this much. That is the movie. Thank you so much, Sully. That is the movie I was thinking of. How insane is that for a Netflix movie?
That's insane. They spend a lot of money on their movies, though. I don't know what it is.
It's insane. It's insane that they do that. It's insane.
I'll say one thing. I'm gonna say something controversial.
Yep.
But a lot of people keep bringing up Godzilla, and a lot of people keep bringing up the creator. I love Godzilla. It's a great film, but the VFX aren't that good for you to say people shouldn't spend money. Like, there's some faraway shots of Godzilla that look kind of janky.
They only say that though because of how much those visual effects cost. Like, they look pretty decent, and they were like, well, I mean, the movie's budget, which people, kind of say, overseas they have different labor laws. We don't know how much they worked those people to do it on a $15 million budget, but
because it was only like 100 people that worked on that film. So
yeah, that's the argument, right?
Yeah.
The Ace Avenue says, appreciate the kind words. Well, appreciate all your support, my friend. Absolutely. Jason Entertainment, what's going on, Jason? Saying, hey, Zach, how's it going tonight? It's going well, man. It's going well. We've got people talking to each other in the chat. Jason Entertainment says, just got back from watching The Bike Riders. He also says you have an awesome shirt. You're getting a lot of love on that shirt tonight, man.
Appreciate that, man.
You should wear that shirt when you do Return of the King. I think that'll be like a good luck shirt for you.
Zach, I am going to come to Canada. I don't know what part of Canada you're in, but I'm going to figure it out. It can't be too many people with your name, and I'm going to find you.
You'd be surprised. You'll either find me or a figure skater. It took me so long to beat that guy. I tell you.
What?
It took me so long. Every time you go to YouTube and you search Zach Milne, it was this figure skater guy, which, props to him. He's doing well. Yeah. But it took me so long to, like, when you search Zach Milne for my channel.
Get over him.
It took me so long to beat that guy. I'm like, I think I finally have enough views on my channel that I beat all his views combined. So, Kenny Sparks says, I think Amazing Spider-Man 3 would do extremely well, especially if the trailer is good. I just think Spider-Man sells no matter what. I think that Andrew Garfield's more beloved as Spider-Man than his Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Personally. I'm not saying it wouldn't do well. I was just saying of the three, it would do the least.
Yeah.
I still think people would show up for it. Absolutely. I'd show up for it.
Definitely.
But I think some people think, do Amazing Spider-Man 3 and it'll make $1 billion. It wouldn't make $1 billion. I just don't think it would.
Might not even do $800 million. But
the Lawrence Report saying, sorry I'm late. I was watching Kendrick. No worries, dude. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here. And we're just honored that you chose to jump in on here at all. Spoiler King says Miles would be the best way. You can go fresh or connect with Toby where he passes down the Spidey crown.
Do you kill off Toby like they did in the comics to inspire Miles?
You kind of have to, right? I mean, the thing with that is, like, you'd be kind of doing the best of both worlds then, because you'd have the nostalgia bait, but you'd also be introducing a new Spider-Man character and a new actor, which is what I want. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that. I wonder how Toby would play as a Spider-Man mentor. Like, I wonder how he would do, because in No Way Home, he's paired up with Andrew Garfield to do that, and I feel like the two of them combined really make it work. I wonder how it would be if it had only been Toby who showed up for Tom Holland. I don't feel like it would have played the same way. I feel like having Andrew there really helped complete that dynamic.
Did Tom have one-on-one moments with them? I don't think so, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, except for when Tobey Maguire stopped him from stabbing Green Goblin with the glider. That was the only time they were one-on-one. They didn't say anything. It was
kind of the look at each other, like, don't do this.
No, they had a lot of Toby and Andrew together for that entire movie.
Yeah.
They were the ones playing off of each other.
I wonder if they're teasing something with them. Maybe that was like let's see how they do together. Let's have them do a movie together. I don't know.
I mean, that's been the rumor for a while that's what That's what Sony wants to do. So we'll
That's
see.
crazy.
The laser says, "Remember when Zack Attack thought I was Joe Russo?"
You do look like Joe Russo.
I loved that moment. That was so good. Oh. The 8th Avenue says all of Zach's members should all meet up at Comic-Con with matching outfits. Let's be the Avengers. Dude, if I could do that, I would. I would totally do that. The 8th Avenue said just sub to Zack Attacks. Oh, awesome. Congrats on 1K. That's awesome. That's what we love to hear. That's what we love to see.
Avenue.
Kenny Sparks says, I like the first 3 episodes of Acolyte. I did not like episode 4 at all. It could have been an email.
Oh my God. I'm not watching this show.
It could have been an email. That's a really good, that's a really funny, good point as well. I think we're in the Acolyte conversation now. Spoiler Kings, wow, Zach coming in with the heat. I'm still kind of not sold, but not giving up on the Acolyte. I'm glad you're not giving up. That's not quite the endorsement. Collective Movement says, at least with House of the Dragon, you get character development and it's much more interesting than Acolyte. That's why I refuse to watch Acolyte. 4 episodes in, I can't recommend it. We'll see how strong that recommend is once the series completes, but we're already halfway through, so I don't see it getting better. Have you seen that what T says? The Star Wars chat, finally people calling Star Wars out for constantly being mediocre. Oh man, it's been a while since it's been a while for people to be doing that. Collective Movement says, with House of the Dragons, they don't repeat what they're trying to say. We get told it once and that's it. Oh, they were over and over and over again. We have to be told that Soul and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's, shut up.
They just don't have a story. It's just
well, that's the thing, is they don't
make content.
Yeah, they don't have a story is the thing. And
you know what pissed me off the most about this is that it was sold as like a gritty Sith-based story of a Sith, the rise of the Sith.
Nope,
and that's not what it's about, and that's why I'm like, what the heck,
dude?
Man?
It is the cleanest Star Wars content we've ever had. No one gets dirty in this show. No one. There's not a speck of dust on a single person. It's quite impressive, actually, how it does not feel like a lived-in galaxy at all.
It's so crazy.
I'm exaggerating a little bit. There's a little bit of dirt in the first episode, but other than that, Dragon Movie Guy, what's going on, Dragon Movie Guy? Thank you so much for joining. He says, Zach Nation reunited. I love the live stream, fellas. Well, thank you so much for being here, buddy. Spoiler King says, the part when the dealer guy said to May, you know, the master, he likes collecting people. What the F does that mean? Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Dragon Movie Guy says, haven't seen IO2 yet, Inside Out 2 yet, but looking forward to hearing the spoilers. Yeah, no, we won't spoil it, but definitely check it out. Kenny Sparks says, when May changes her mind literally out of nowhere, I lost my effing mind. Yes, dude. Yes, that's what I'm saying here. Have you seen that what T says? I muted Zach because I might actually watch the show at some point, but watching him so animated with no voice is priceless. I mean, hey, it happened before. Sometimes it happens for 10 minutes before the show even begins, or at the start of the show, I should say. Collective Movie Man says, OMG, the show sounds terrible. I'm not enjoying it. If you couldn't tell. Nathan Dread Movies, what's going on? Nathan, thanks for joining us, buddy. Says, hi, Zach. My family and I are out somewhere, so I can't be on the stream for long, but I'm just wondering if you have seen Hitman yet. It became one of my favorites of the year. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for just jumping in here while you're out and about. It always, I don't know, it's always so humbling and crazy when people are like, hey, I'm out, but I just want to jump in and like I just want to contribute. And it means a lot. That's hugely supportive, and you don't have to do that. You can just be enjoying time with your family, and I hope you do. So thank you so much for that, man. And as far as Hitman goes, unfortunately, I don't know why, but it's not on Canada Netflix. It's not in theaters. It's not. I've looked, I've been trying to search, and it's not there. And so we'll see when it comes out eventually. I don't want to torrent it, but you know, if you're not giving me the option to watch it in Canada, I don't know what's wrong. I'd even rent it if I could, but I can't. But I haven't seen it yet. No. Heard great things though. Collective Movie Man says, OMFG, at least with House of the Dragon, you get a full hour. No, you get like 25 minutes of this episode.
Not every show needs to be an hour though, because I watch House of Dragon. They could cut 20 minutes of that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that at least you got some meat on the bone.
Yeah, sure.
This is like skinless This is nothing. This is just bone.
Can't compare like Warner Brothers messes up with movies sometimes, but they are fantastic with shows. Like they out Trump Disney in every aspect of TV. The best Disney Plus show, the best Disney made show does not compare to the most mediocre HBO show.
Fair enough. Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of HBO shows, to be honest. I don't have
Max.
Do I have to call it Max? No, I'm not gonna call it HBO Max. I don't have HBO Max because the bundle is just a lot in Canada. But when the Penguin comes out,
ooh,
I'm gonna be resubscribing to that bundle. I'll probably cancel Disney Plus. I almost canceled Disney Plus last night when I was watching The Acolyte. But then I remembered. But then I remembered that the Bear's coming out, so I gotta keep Disney Plus. But
are you guys getting the Max Disney Plus Hulu bundle?
I don't know. I read about it, and I don't know. But if we do, I'll be getting it because I read that deal. That's a sick deal. I'll totally be picking that up if I can. The Lawrence report says episode 5 of The Acolyte will be big. I think we shall see. Oh, I don't know about that. Look, here's the thing, and I said this a couple weeks back before The Acolyte started. I've just been burned time and time again by Star Wars shows that I couldn't get excited for The Acolyte. And I had this, we'll wait and see what happens approach to The Acolyte. Because Obi-Wan was disappointed. I didn't like Book of Boba Fett. Ahsoka was fine. It had its moments for sure. And then Mandalorian Season 3 was kind of a step down. So I just was like, there was nothing to give me faith that Acolyte was going to be a good Star Wars show. It could only surprise me. Lo and behold, for me personally, it's not a good Star Wars show. So I feel the same way about episode 5. They've done nothing in the show to give me any faith that episode 5 will be good. I think it's just going to be all the same stuff.
Especially with brand new characters that we have no attachments with. Like with Ahsoka, at least we knew Ahsoka. Like even for me who didn't watch the animated stuff, I knew Ahsoka from the previous stuff. Like she met Mando and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I want to see her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at least with that. But act like these are all brand new characters for the most part, for what I know.
Right.
You have to make
they are.
They can't just exist.
There's one background character that's in Phantom Menace in Acolytes episode 4. But like unless you like I didn't even notice him. I was like, oh, he looks like that other guy. And then I looked and it was like, oh, he is supposed to be that other guy. But he's not like an important, like you're not gonna be like, oh crap, they put him in the show. Like you're gonna blink and you miss him. he's not very noticeable. I don't remember his name. Spoiler King says nothing has happened in a Star Wars show. Cough cough Andor. Ooh, I differ, my friend, on that. But hey, teach your own.
A lot of people think Andor's boring.
Dragon Movie Guy says, I bet you're not so hot on The Acolyte now. Are you glad you brought it up on the podcast? Yep, I did. I did a podcast with Dragon Movie Guy. We went through what we thought were going to be big releases in June, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure on your podcast I said that Inside Out 2 was going to smash. It was going to be the biggest of June, which isn't like the most, amazing prediction to make. I'm sure anyone can make that prediction. I'm just saying. I did say it somewhere. So yeah, Dragon Movie Guy, go over to his channel. I think it's under his live stream playlist. I think it's a June summer movie preview, I think is what it's called. And we talked about all the movies coming up, or that came up. So that was great. The Lawrence report says Andor was boring. I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to say that I don't see where you're coming from, but I didn't find it boring. I didn't find it boring. I really loved the prison escape series of stories that was going on. That was
the best episode.
The saddest line in Star Wars. I can't swim. Oh man, killed me.
Yeah, he's such a great actor. He delivered something that somebody could have said that and it would have been corny, but he does it in such an emotional way. You're like, damn.
Oh, so good. Collective Movie Man says, I definitely recommend watching House of the Dragon, way better than Acolyte. Yeah.
One thing I got to say with statements like this, the consensus is that House of Dragon is better than Acolyte, but if you have not seen Acolyte, I don't think you should say this to people.
I mean, yeah, that is fair because if you haven't seen Acolyte, you can't really have an opinion. At least that's my personal opinion. Is if you haven't seen something, you can't have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
But I've seen Acolyte and I have an opinion on it. Maybe I'll be on here next week and being like, guys, episode 5, best Star Wars they've ever done. I just doubt it. Trev's movie says when Jeremy Johns has had a drink in his hand for every video he's done on the Acolyte, that's when you know it's good. I love Jeremy Johns. He's great. Spoiler King says the last couple of minutes of episode 4 was worth the forest hike. Disagree. The last couple of minutes of episode 4 made me go, why did I watch this? why they literally, this show feels like, and it really felt this way with episode 4. They are stretching this out to 8 episodes. Like I said, we are 2 hours already into this story. The length of a movie, and they just they're nowhere close to having anything happen, in my opinion. And the last couple episodes, or the last couple minutes, were they just blue balled you. I'm just gonna say it. They just they promised you something, and then sorry, I was gonna say something really dirty. I can't say that. They stopped and said, "Wait till next week." That's what happened.
They're edging us. Well, you guys, I'm not watching.
But I'm glad that you like that moment, man. I'm glad that you like that moment, Spoiler Kings. Maybe in episode 5 when they pick up, I'll like that moment. But in episode 4, I was annoyed. Have you seen that? With T says The Good Dinosaur was great. My daughter loved that movie. I mean, I don't mean this in a rude way, but it is made for kids. Like ultimately, that is the target audience. So I'm glad your daughter loved it. That's awesome. Like, that's who should love it. Like,
yeah.
Like, I find it funny sometimes, and I've talked about this before, when people like bash on kids movies, but it's like they're made for kids.
Yeah,
if you like them as adults, that's like a bonus. But kids need entertainment too. And so yeah, if The Good Dinosaur works for a young child, then it did its job. They succeeded over at Disney. Like, good for them. But for me, who's a little older, I found it kind of bland compared to other Pixar movies. So
yeah.
Kenny Sparks says, I'm not a fan of any of the Cars movies. I don't mind the first one. I don't like the second one. I never did see the third one, to be honest. So have you seen any of the car movies? You haven't? No. Yeah. you should get on those. No, I'm kidding. Have you seen that? With T says, we are not a Cars house. I thought my son would love it, but he didn't. Oh, that's surprising. A lot of young kids love Cars. Yeah. Nathan Better Movie says, Up is my favorite and Turning Red is my least favorite. Sorry, Turning Red fans. Hey, fair enough.
It's fair enough.
Yeah. Nathan says, hot take, Toy Story 4 is my second favorite Pixar movie. Hey, that is a hot take, I think, but a well-deserved one because that's a good movie. Collect Movie Man says House of Dragons Season 2 holds a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes and audience score of 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Nice. Yeah, people love that show. I've never seen it. The Laser says Family Affairs heartbreaking feels good in a place like... Oh, Family Affairs heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Oh, man. The
one thing I'll say, though, with House of Dragon, it's lost 50% of its audience, which is insane.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I thought people loved that show. Nathan Better Movie says Hot Takes Incredible 2 is better than the first film, and I do not like Syndrome. Ooh, okay. Fair enough. That is a hot take. The Matt Film says, with the rumors of new Incredibles and Finding Nemo movies coming, do you think we'll get... Oh, we already answered that one.
Yeah.
Spoiler King says, worst Pixar movie, number 1, Lightyear. Number 2, Lightyear. Number 3, Good Dinosaur. Number 4, Luca. Number 5, Lightyear. Well, there you go. You did not like...
God damn it, Tank. I know that's Tank.
Oh, man. Poor Zach. The Laser says, what is your guys' style? My style is to dress up nice and to always wear hats, ties, and bow ties. Mine is like jeans and a nerdy shirt. Just a t-shirt. I'm not a stylish guy. Do not get fashion advice from me. Just don't do it.
Look. See, you see what you just did just now? That's all you got to do. You do that, and the ladies come running.
Yeah? I just got to pull back my receding hairline.
Yep. And boom. There you go.
I don't need the ladies to come running, man. I got one.
You got your wife.
I trapped her.
Exactly. That's how you got her. She probably saw you doing that. She was like, I need
Yeah, she saw me doing that before it went here.
For me, it depends on where I'm going. Like, if I'm just going to the corner store, it's a graphic T-shirt with jeans. I'm going to work, I'm a little bit more dressed up. If I'm going out, I'm a little bit more dressed up than that. That's all.
I have a uniform for work, so I don't have to worry about that. Nathan Jenner Movie says, after rewatching both, I noticed Oppenheimer and Social Network are very similar. Which one is better? I would go Social Network, but by very slightly. I think. Oh, that's interesting because I can see what you mean. The comparisons. They're very different movies, though.
Yeah.
What would you say, Oppenheimer or Social Network?
Oppenheimer for me.
Oppenheimer is more impressive, and like if like the film lover in me is like blown away by what Oppenheimer accomplished. Oppenheimer is 3 hours long, and The Social Network is a little bit more digestible, and it's also a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
So I might go Social Network.
The performances in that movie are funner than the ones in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, for sure. Nathan Van Ruby says thoughts on the trailer for Smile 2. Haven't seen it, but you did a trailer reaction to that, so they can find out
after watching it again. I'm a little trepidatious. I feel like the trailers for Smile 1 were a lot stronger, and I feel like this one looks a little cheaper. Don't know why.
Okay. I haven't seen either, so. Sully Stream says, I think 1982 is the greatest horror movie ever made. Lock it in. Yeah, I mean, you're not alone in that. A lot of people do, but I'm surprised some people hate it. Nintendo Movie says, what is an under the radar upcoming movie that you are very excited for? For me, it is Long Legs with Nicolas Cage.
Same. Long Legs. Really, really excited for that.
That's tricky. I don't know off the top of my head. I feel like I see things and then I forget about them. Like if it's not like on my radar all the time, I kind of forget about them.
So Janet Planet, Long Legs, Cuckoo.
What's that movie where they're playing into the whole they film the landing on the moon? Have you seen the trailer for that?
Fly Me to the Moon. That's actually coming out
to the moon.
Next month, I think.
That looks intriguing.
It does look intriguing. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're going to do with
Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum.
Yes, that's who that is. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that once, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. The Matt Film Show says, I sometimes don't get views on my videos, but I still grind on YouTube, having fun making videos and YouTube. Yeah, absolutely, dude. That's what. Number one, it has to be fun.
Yeah, you gotta have fun.
You gotta have fun. If you're not having fun, then it's very easy to get frustrated. Yeah, very easy. Nathan Van Movie says, do you watch movies with subtitles on or off? Because I feel like the only person who watches with them on. Oh, I'm the only person who watches them with them on unless it's a foreign film, or off unless it's a foreign film. I watch movies with subtitles on, and I only started doing that because of my wife. She watches them with subtitles on, and then I just kind of like fell into the habit with it, and I don't mind it. It's not that big of a deal.
I only do it for non-foreign films if the audio mixes, like if it's a Nolan film or it's one of those movies where people talk fast, you know, those kind of films.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, I didn't catch everything. Let me put the subtitles on.
Or sometimes if they have an accent.
Yeah.
I agree. Nathan Movie says, hot take, I have never loved Toy Story 2 like most people do. Still really like it, but it doesn't have as much impact as 1, 3, and 4. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. That is quite a, I guess that is a hot take. Spoiler Kings. I gotta look into this because people have been trying to put in the emojis that I put up, and they're not popping up. And I don't know if that's just a StreamYard thing.
I think it's StreamYard.
Is that just a StreamYard? I don't know.
It's like you open it up separate in YouTube and you go into the chat, you'll see it in the there, but it won't pop up on StreamYard.
Weird. I feel bad about that because I'm happy with those emojis and I think they're really fun. But thank you so much, Spoiler Kings, for trying to send in a soup, Zach. You guys will see what that is later. Appreciate the shout out. Love both of you guys. Same to you guys, Spoiler Kings. Nathan Van Ruby says, how many movies have you seen of 2024? I have seen 45. If we're counting just new movies, I've seen 30.
I've seen 55.
New movies?
New movies.
Nice. Like movies that came out in 2024.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's impressive. Zach or Dragon Movie Guy says, repeating my question from our podcast, now that you've seen Inside Out 2 for a second viewing or the Bike Riders for the first time. Oh, yes. I am going to be seeing Bike Riders tomorrow. So I got to go with Bike Riders for the first time. But I would not be opposed to seeing Inside Out 2 again because it was great. Spoiler King says Riley College Blackout would be awesome. It's basically the Hangover for kids. Yes, absolutely. That is the perfect pitch. It's the Hangover for kids. Look at that. We've been going for so long that this thing decided to quit. Where are we going? There we go. Oh, whatever. It's not popping back up. I'll just turn that off. Next movie says, never seen Spaceballs. Is it worth watching? I think so. Dragon Movie Guy says, saw Spaceballs in theaters when I was 12. How much more of a perfect age to watch that flick could that have been? Huge Mel Brooks fan. Yeah, I saw it when I was 12 too. Not in theaters, but in my living room. Your Schwartz is as big as mine. Yeah, so many great lines. I really think you'd like Spaceballs. I think you'd get a kick out of it. Have you seen that what T says? Rip John Candy, not a fan of the thought of a sequel. It could be good or it could be terrible. Yeah, could be good, could be terrible. We'll see what happens. But I'm really curious to see if they're gonna get Rick Moranis back. That'll be the big seller for me. Like they don't need it, but if they want me to get like really excited, if they announce that he's coming back as Dark Helmet, that would be incredible. Because they've tried to pull Rick Moranis out of retirement for a little bit now. He did do like a 5-second cameo as Dark Helmet on the Goldbergs back in like 2016, 17, something like that.
Yeah.
And they tried to get a Honey I Shrunk the Kids TV show going with him on Disney Plus. That was years back.
Yeah.
They announced it was called Shrunk, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happened with it. Nothing ever came from it. But he was said to be starring in it. So
I remember that. Yeah.
Maybe this is the project that gets him out of retirement. Have you seen what he says? If Rick Moranis comes out of retirement, then I will be there day one. Yep, same. If he didn't come back for Ghostbusters, I don't think he'll come back for Spaceballs too. Yeah, I don't know what his relationship is with Ghostbusters and Spaceballs. So
yeah,
I can't really speak to that.
Yeah, and it depends on the money. You know what I mean?
Depends on the money.
Ghostbusters wasn't putting out the money.
That's true. Jay Palon says Mel Brooks was involved in the parody movie cartoon remake of Blazing Saddles called Paws of Fury. Spaceballs 2 has lots of fun for it, but I doubt it will deliver. I love those Moranis comedies, fun stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that we are in a different age. Mel Brooks is 97. He's older. And you know, some people coming in to try to write what he does. Maybe it won't translate as well, but I also think that there's, like Zach was saying, there's a lot of opportunity like to riff on Dune, to riff on like maybe you don't even do Star Wars, which sounds crazy, but maybe you don't even riff on Star Wars this time. Maybe you do some other space opera.
Yeah.
Nathan Movie says 3 movies in May made it to my bottom 5 of the year: Pool Man, Unfrosted, and Tarot. Did you see any of those?
I've seen Tarot. I like it. I heard Unfrosted is terrible by like every single person ever.
Well, it's a parody film that isn't very funny.
That's what I keep hearing. It's like it has a bunch of great comedians, but it's not funny.
Really good cast, yeah. It's got Jerry Seinfeld, obviously. Bill Burr pops up in there. Jim Gaffigan's in there. Melissa McCarthy's in there. Hugh Grant is in there for actually a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
But there was 1 or 2 moments where I did laugh quite a bit. But other than that, it was just kind of, yeah. I see what they were going for, but they didn't really hit the mark. Have you seen what he says? Combing the desert. Comb the desert. Yeah. I all these references going over your head, man. You gotta see it. Nathan Red Movie says best spoof comedy. Mine is Austin Powers the trilogy. Which have you seen what he says? Austin Powers is so funny. Yeah, I mean my favorite spoof comedy, like I said, is Spaceballs. Austin Powers is up there though.
Yeah,
Austin Powers is pretty funny.
One I've seen. I love Austin Powers.
And when I watched all of the James Bond movies, Austin Powers got funnier to me.
Yeah.
Jay Palon said, did anyone review Snack Shack? Never heard of it. Did you hear of that? Snack Shack?
I watched it. I saw it in theaters.
How was it?
It's really good. It's a real good, like, coming age. It's like an old school Ferris Bueller feeling kind of movie. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great. I've never heard of this. I'm gonna have to check that out. I love Ferris Bueller. Jay Palon says family was in full force coming back to the theaters for Inside Out 2. Yeah, yes, they were. Jay Palon said theater was going crazy for all the Spider-Man reveals during No Way Home. Insane. I still go back and watch some of those videos sometimes from people in the theaters. Collector Movie Man says, I'm going to go see it on the 25th, so I will definitely be avoiding YouTube during the time it releases in those other countries. Yeah. I mean, the last thing you want is to make it all this way to Deadpool and Wolverine without knowing anything and then having someone on Twitter ruin it for you. That's the last thing you need, especially 2 days before the movie comes out.
Exactly.
Trez Movie says, since I work in a movie theater, we're already talking about watching Deadpool and Wolverine the moment we get the file. Nice, man.
Nice.
That's gotta be cool.
Yeah.
That's gotta be pretty cool. I never got to work in a movie theater, and some part of me really wanted to, but
Me too.
oh well. Collective Movie Man says, I think it might make 250 million in its opening weekend, if anything. I mean, big number. Big number.
Huge number.
Collective Movie Man says, I really want to see it twice, but my mom won't take me again. Oh man, that's too bad. The Laser said, did you say that No Way Home didn't do well? It had a No, I did not. It had $260 million opening. It went on to make 1.9 billion. Avatar 2 made 134 and went on to make 1.23 billion, and the third biggest movie of all time. Avatar 2 made more than 1.23 billion. I think you might have mistyped there. No, I did not say that No Way Home didn't do well. I said it underperformed because more people could have gone to see it if they didn't have their restrictions.
Yeah, people predicted to make more, and he's talking about just the opening weekend, not the movie overall.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, just opening weekend. Than that. It would have if it was in full swing, and we were still coming from like Kenny was saying, the $7 billion films we got in 2019. If that was continuing to still go on, No Way Home would have crossed $2 billion. I'm convinced of it. It worldwide, it would have ended with I don't know, 2.1, 2.2 billion.
Because it did it without China.
Exactly. Did it without China. So no, it did very well. But even with how incredibly well it did, it underperformed, which I know is crazy to think about. Collective Movie Man says, I have a question for you guys. Really? That's crazy. Do you think the third Avatar
movie loopy Zach M is coming?
It's happening. Almost 11 o'clock here. My goodness.
Yes, 149.
149, man. Are you okay? You're good?
I'm alive.
You're alive. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if we're gonna do all these comments. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane here. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Anyways, do you think the third Avatar movie, when it comes out next year, how much do you think that will make? Somewhere in the 2 billions. I mean, you don't bet against James Cameron, and I definitely don't bet against Avatar. Is the most fascinating thing to me when it comes to movie franchises, because they come out, they annihilate the box office. Everyone goes to see this apparently, and then no one talks about it ever again.
Yep. It's the ultimate movie experience. Like you don't rewatch that movie at home. You watch it in the movie theaters. You might go see it 2-3 times to experience the water effects that you'll never see anywhere else. Yeah. And then you just never talk about it ever again.
Yeah, it's crazy because in the highest grossing movies of all time list, Titanic, we still talk about that movie today. Infinity War, still talk about it. Endgame, still talk about it. No Way Home, still talk about it. Avatar and Avatar 2 are like the whole world went to see them apparently, but we don't really talk about them. No. It's so bizarre.
More people talk about how like, oh, they're riffs on other stories and they're ripoffs and but no one ever talks about like how much they like it.
Everyone goes to see it. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Collective Movie Man says in China is definitely going to help it because there's a lot of people in China. That is a fact. Sorry. Collective Movie Man says Twisters is before it. Twisters comes out on 16th. Yes, that's correct. Spoiler King says, I don't think the end credits will be a wow, but a good laugh. It better be a really good laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. Kenny Sparks says, I'm the biggest Lion King fan you know. My number one favorite movie, and I want to name my son Simba Sparks. That is awesome. But I could not give a damn about the Mufasa movie.
What a lead up to that last line.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
By the way, Simba Sparks is an awesome name.
Great name.
Like, that's fantastic. Collective Movement says, I'm seeing Bike Riders tomorrow. Nice. Nice Nathan's movie says I'm a head out now. Great stream as always. We'll have a great night, Nathan. Thank you for joining us. And the show is made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. Solid Street says the Bike Riders rocked. Top 3 movie of 2024 for me. Wow, that's awesome. I can't wait to see it now. Collective Movie Man says my mom has seen that one movie with the grandma that gets scammed by scam artist Zach 2. Showed the trailer for it on his Zack Attack News, and it looks like it's going to be a John Wick style. What is this, Zach?
It's called Thelma. I want to see it so bad.
Oh, I saw an ad for that on YouTube and I skipped it.
It looks so fun.
Maybe
it's like this old lady who's a grandmother who got it. Was, you know how Beekeeper lady got the call and she got scammed. It's kind of like she almost got scammed, but her son came and was like, no. And then she was like, oh my God, these people are scamming so many people. We got to get them. So she gets on her little scooter with a gun to go kill the scammers.
Dang. I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's like a comedy action. I'm hearing it is like really great. I want to see it.
All right. Kenny Sparks says Mia Culpa made me laugh and curse at the screen. Trust Movie says you guys can say all these bad things about all these bad movies from this year, but nothing will top not another church movie. That was atrocious.
Oof.
I've heard. Have you seen it?
No. I would never go watch a movie.
I don't think I will either. Collective Movie Man says I have watched 83 movies this year so far. That's amazing.
83 2024 movies?
Yeah, is that just 2024 movies or is that like overall movies? But that's still pretty awesome. Collective Movie Man says I started watching a new show on HBO Max, Young Sheldon. I'm really enjoying this. Oh, yep, the prequel to Big Bang Theory just ended. Just had its end.
Yep, it's getting a spinoff.
Just Movie says the South Park episode you're talking about is called Up and Down Steroids. Gosh. I'm sorry that episode makes you laugh hard, but also South Park doesn't offend me. It's my favorite show. I mean,
it's fair.
Fair enough. I was just shocked by it. Just Movie says my thumbnail for Retribution was literally me holding a 4K Blu-ray up speed. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant on that one. The Laser says Sean Chandler was talking about how Disney has turned our childhood heroes into broken old farts that needs to deconstruct themselves. Indiana Jones, Buzz Lightyear, Han Solo, and Obi-Wan. The thing with Obi-Wan is that it worked for the character because of how he was coming off of Revenge of the Sith. Like that one should have worked. They just dropped the ball on it, in my opinion. Spoiler King says pretty close. February 22nd since Two Towers review posted. February 22nd.
You went and looked it up, guys.
Look at that. They know. That's how they found out the date.
Oh my God.
That is crazy. February 22nd, dude. That is pretty far back. I mean, you could have found 4 hours and just admit it, okay? Just admit it. You know about the spider scene and you're terrified to watch it.
Look, that wasn't the original reason, but after you told me that, I was like, ooh. I literally had it loaded up, and you were like, "Oh, there's a spider scene." I was like, "Oh, never mind." So blame Zach M for me not watching Return of the King.
I'm just saying, I think your members deserve a watch along. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Frankie Beastmaker World, what's going on? Thanks for joining us, Frankie Beastmaker World. It says Sean Chandler needs to hit 280K. I mean, he's on his way. Collective Movie Man says I'm gonna go check that out right now when his review come out for he went and checked too. It came out 2-3 months ago. I love that. Frankie says you're amazing what you're saying. I always wear white shirts. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a good white shirt, man. The Laser says, how many times have you said toxic gamer in your life? How many times have I said toxic gamer in my life? That's a good question.
Like 100 times.
I don't know, but I appreciate every time I get to say it. That's what I'll say. Yeah. Zach Golan, what's going on, buddy? How's it going, Zach? Says Cody Rhodes is his name, Mel. Nope. It's what did I call him? Elbow Smasher. It's the Elbow Smasher. That's his name. Zach says I popped into the stream at the perfect time. Yes, you did. Zach Attack says, do you believe in Joe Hendry?
Yes, I do. Yes,
I do. Joe Hendry is what America needs right now. That's all I'm saying. Kenny Sparks says I don't blame you for not being allowed to watch WWE, WWF when you were young. The Attitude Era was insane. Looking back.
Yes.
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds like a time.
Late 90s, early 2000s was the Attitude Era where they had like bra and panty matches and wild stuff going on.
Oh, dang. Yeah, no,
yeah.
mystery solved. Why I wasn't allowed to watch that. Zach Goller says, I'm going to WrestleMania 41 next year in Las Vegas. Ooh, wow. Nice, man. That's awesome.
Nice.
The Laser says wrestling is just two half naked mother fathers punching and sexually harassing each other.
I don't know about the last part, but okay.
I don't know about the last part. Katie Sparks says, I appreciate it, Laser. Definitely not the goal, though. I'm just a guy. Oh my goodness. I see Zach Goller, Kenny Sully, the goats. And you said you're just a guy. You're not a goat. I get it. Ha ha ha. The Laser says, how is everyone going to feel when COVID hits 1,000 years old? I'll be dead, dude. I'm not going to feel anything.
Not going to be worrying about that at all.
I'll tell you what's going to be weird is somewhere in the future, let's say 2000, let's hope 2035. I'm telling my kid that I was during the COVID era. Like, maybe
learning about it in school, like it's ancient history.
Yeah, when they're learning about it in school, maybe. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Dad lived through it. And he mostly just recorded videos in the basement. He didn't go anywhere, and he recorded videos on YouTube.
And that's how
The Laser says Furiosa will hit demand on June 25th. The movie has been removed from 880 theaters and looks like a huge money loser for Warner Brothers. Tom Hardy doesn't know if Mad Max Wasteland will even happen now. The Mad Max franchise seems to be over. I mean, look, it lost money. It lost money. It was losing money by the day. You pull it from theaters. Theaters also need to make the space for movies that are making money.
Fury Road also didn't do that well, so I'm not shocked. It's probably going to be another 9 years till we get Wasteland.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. You look at it's at least probably not going to happen with George Miller. I think this was George Miller's last hurrah because he's I mean, look, dude, all the props to him. He's 85, I want to say. He's in his 80s. And he made a killer of a movie.
Yeah.
But it didn't do well. And I don't think the studio is going to give up the money again for him to do it. And I don't know if he has another 9 years in him to wait to make another one.
Exactly.
So we'll see. Kenny Sparks says there's 1108 episodes of One Piece. There's 194 days left in this year. I would need to watch 6 episodes a day to catch up by January 1st, 2025. And I'm considering it. All right, man. All the more power to you. You do that. How do you remove? Oh, we got this joke, Laser, last time. We already said this joke. Frankie Peacemaker says Onwards and Inside Out 2, the best Disney movies since Toy Story 4. I mean, I'm not as big on Onward as some people are, but I'll give Inside Out 2 for sure. The Laser says, I know that you loved Acolyte episode 4, so are you looking forward to Skeleton Crew? Dude, if I wasn't looking forward to Skeleton Crew to begin with, that's how much it's dropped in my excitement. Here's the thing is it doesn't matter what director you have behind it, the showrunner you have behind it. There's something about Disney Star Wars on Disney Plus that even the most creative, I think Jon Favreau got away with it the longest. It dipped in season 3 of Mandalorian, but he did really well with season 1 and season 2. It doesn't matter who the director, the showrunner is. There's something about these shows, they just can't get them right. They just can't figure out how to do these shows. I don't know why they're restricting themselves to 6 or 8 episodes, and then they feel like they have to stretch them out. I don't get it. Like, if it has to be 4 episodes and
just
hour and a half long episodes, just do it. Or just make movies.
Just make a movie.
Just make a movie. Yeah. That's the thing, too, is you think of these projects, like Obi-Wan should have been a movie. It just should have been a movie. But you think of these projects, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Acolyte. These are all things that are keeping them from making Star Wars movies.
And when it's like, if you cut out a lot of the fat and just make a 2 hour and 20-minute movie and keep all the good, you could get $800 million out of it.
They spent $200 million on the Acolyte. And that was probably just to go to Spirit Halloween to get their costumes, because that's how it looks in that show. I'm telling you. They went there.
Oh,
They
it does it.
They
Okay.
blew their budget. They blew their budget.
It don't look that bad.
Dude, there's in episode 3, they do a young Wookiee, and it's literally a guy just wearing a Chewbacca mask. That's it. They just had the head. Anyways, yeah. We'll see. Acolyte could turn around. We'll see. Trev's movie says one thing that distracts the heck out of me about the Moana 2 trailer is that there was a show straight out of the Metalocalypse. I can't say that. Metalocalypse movie.
Yeah.
It's getting late. It's the shot with Moana underwater with the whale. I don't know what we're referring to, but I will say I like that shot. Trev's movie says one thing that distracts the heck out of. I just read that.
Yeah.
Collector movie says awesome shirt, Zach. Thank you very much. Trev's movie says I was also only at 500 like last month. 500 like last month. What are we talking about? Subscribers? Subs? I don't remember what we're talking about. I'm sorry, man. But hey, that sounds like a congratulations is in store. So congratulations, man. That's awesome. Zach Goller says probably won't see Bike Riders till I get back from a trip. Got a lot of pre-recorded content into my channel while I'm gone. Awesome, man. Also, shout out to all the Pooper Troopers out there. That's right. Hashtag you Pooper Troopers. We see you. Stopping by for just a couple minutes while you're pushing one out. We see you. We appreciate you. You know you do it. Everyone does it. Collector Movie Man says there's a Max Hulu bundle. So what if you have HBO Max? You can get Hulu with it. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's coming. I hope it is. We'll see. Collector Movie Man says Andor is the best TV show on Disney Plus. I definitely think it's one of the best. Absolutely. Frankie P. says best movie of 2024. Inside Out, Civil War, Dune 2, The Bike Riders. I watched Movie 4 at the world premiere, and it was really good. Nice, man. That's awesome. Hey, man. You still good?
I'm good.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. I think we're almost. Oh my goodness, dude, we're almost caught up. We are almost at the end here. I did not realize we were.
Oh shoot! Wow,
we were close. We're close. All right. Here we go. Collector Movie Man says next year I'll only be getting Disney Plus twice for when Daredevil and then Andor season 2 comes out. I mean, what else are they got coming out next year besides those? I guess Skeleton Crew is supposed to be coming out next year for Star Wars.
What's the name? Will be Agatha.
You're right. Agatha all along's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm definitely there for Daredevil. I'm definitely there for Andor season 2.
Yeah.
Laser says ugly shirt detector. Dang, man. It's just a white shirt. Be so kind. Collective Movie Man says I've seen 83 movies this year that also includes old and new movies. Okay, fair enough, man. That's still really impressive. More than I've seen. Dragon Movie Guy says, what are your top 5 flicks that you haven't seen? And what are top 5 never want to see the sequel made? Top 5 flicks that I haven't seen. So like the top 5 movies. I mean, I've never seen The Godfather. I just bought on Blu-ray that I've never seen True Lies in the Abyss, which I got to catch up on my James Cameron. So I was looking forward to watching those. So I haven't seen I'll put True Lies in there more so because I think it's more popular than The Abyss. So I haven't seen Godfather, any of them. I haven't seen True Lies. I haven't seen. There's a lot, honestly, that I haven't seen. That like I haven't seen Pretty Woman, which is I don't know why that popped in my mind, but that's a popular movie that I haven't seen. I haven't seen. Oh man, there's a lot I haven't seen. What? I'm thinking of romantic comedies for some reason. What's that one? What's it called? Something Wanda or something? I can't remember what it's called. A Fish Called Wanda? Is that what it's called?
Fish Called Wanda?
Is that a popular movie? I might be getting titles mixed up.
Yeah.
Oh, When Harry Met Sally. I've never seen that.
Harry Met Sally, yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic. I've never seen When Harry Met Sally. And I've never seen the first Mad Max. And that's a classic. So
I've only seen the last 2 Mad Maxes. Fury Road.
Me too. Fury Road and Furiosa. That's the only ones I've seen too. So as far as sequels, I don't know. never want to see sequels made. I mean, that's the thing is that they've kind of already done the sequels to movies that I don't want to see sequels made to. they've all had them done. It's over. Speed, they did Speed 2. Jaws, they did Jaws 2, 3 and 4. They did yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything that come into your mind?
I'm not in the camp of that. Like, I'm more of I don't want them remaking movies that just came out.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
they're doing a remake of, oh my god, it's with the guy who plays Charles Xavier. What's his name?
James McAvoy?
Yeah, what is it called?
Oh, Evil Lurks or something like that? Or is it when something evil this way comes, something bad is in my house? What? I know what trailer you're referring to. It's like
Speak no evil. Speak no evil.
Okay.
That was amazing. So that movie came out 2 years ago, and they're already making a remake. And I was just like, bro, the movie just came out 2 years ago. You don't need to make a remake of it already. And like they're remaking Train to Busan. And I'm like, that movie came out.
Oh, really? There's one I haven't seen. That's popular. I've never seen Train to Busan. I've never seen 3:10 to Yuma either.
Yeah. I guess like 5 movies that I want to see that I've never seen. Babylon is one.
Never seen it.
Rain Man is another one.
Ooh, I've never seen that either.
I haven't seen Rain Man. The Vasta Night is another one.
Never heard of it.
Vicky Cristina Barcelona is another one. And Return of the King.
Yes, perfect. I would move that one to the top of the list. But that's good. That's good either way.
There's no order. In no order.
Do you have any sequels you don't want to see from a movie?
Yeah, I don't like, as long as they have a good idea. I don't really care if they make sequels of stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Collective Movie Man says, we deserve a watch along. I'll even donate a lot of money next month if he does it, or if he doesn't have it watched by then. Hey man, look at that. People, the demand. People want it. They're here for it. Dave Show, what's going on, Dave? Thanks for joining, buddy. He says, I'm super late, but hey guys, you never have to say you're late. You just have to say I'm here. You're welcome. And I will say thank you, because you don't need to be here, but you're giving us your time, and I appreciate it, man. And it's good to see you in here, Dave.
Yeah.
Zach says, unfortunately, Warner Brothers probably won't have the desire to make Mad Max 5 until after George Miller passes away. Even if that. I mean, they might just see that this is a franchise that doesn't really...
They might make it a series, like a show.
They maybe, but here's the thing, too. If George Miller's not attached to it, the fans that you already have, are you going to lose them?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're already, like, not doing great in the box office. People aren't really coming out for it. But the people who are coming out are mainly fans of George Miller's work in the franchise. So you take him out, is it going to be, oh, well, now I don't want to watch it because it's not George Miller?
Yeah.
Could go either way.
You should just make another Happy Feet.
Just make another Happy Feet. Oh, man. I find it's funny sometimes that the person who made Happy Feet made Mad Max Fury Road. It's so different.
Hilarious.
Spoiler King says, he's responding to Kenny Sparks. Do it, watch all of One Piece. Watch all of One Piece, start ASAP. I started in September 2023. I'm on episode 750, and it's one of the best animes ever. Wow, man, that is commitment that I don't have.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing. Zach says, on the contrary, Han Solo could have been a fun series. Now that I've seen how they do the series, I really don't think. I think it would have just been like super drawn out and boring. I don't know, man. I don't even really like the Han Solo movie all that much, to be honest. So
no, okay.
Not really. So I'm not one to really ask, like, don't you want more? Like the people that, like, I'm not a huge fan of Eternals, and people were like, they should have made that a show. And I'm like, I would have to sit through 8 hours of that instead of 2. No thanks. Like, I'm not, like, I don't think just making it a show automatically fixes all the problems.
Yeah, a lot of people fixes like, they should make this a show or they should make this a movie. It's not that simple.
No, it's not at all. It's a completely different beast to tackle from a movie to a show. And I could see Han Solo kind of working as a fun episodic show, but
yeah,
I don't know. Well, it just wasn't what they were doing at the time. But if they did have Disney Plus and they were doing that, I bet it would have been a show, because
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was supposed to be a movie, and then they were like, make it a show for Disney Plus. So I'm sure they would have done that for Solo as well.
Yep.
Let's see here. We got Kenny Sparks saying, I'm almost done Demon Slayer season 3, so I'll definitely consider it after that's done. Oh, responding to Spoiler Kings, awesome. Dave saying hello to Kenny. I love it when the chat chats with each other. I almost say cooperates, and that was not. I love it when the chat cooperates. That's not what I meant to say at all. I love seeing the banter. I love seeing people talk to each other. It's fun. Kenny Sparks says a few YouTube updates for creators. 1, test and compare thumbnail feature allows you to use up to 3 thumbnails at once. And 2, YouTube channels now have a QR code you can share instead of a link. Interesting, actually. Thank you, Ken, for sharing that. I did not know about the QR code.
The thumbnail thing is cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, the thumbnail thing is cool. I'm gonna have to test that out. I've been having fun with my thumbnails lately.
I really like your new style.
Little inspiration from you. Can't lie. You and Kenny for sure. Little inspiration from both you guys. Yeah, I tried it out. I was like, people put words on the thumbnails instead of just movie review. And since I started doing that, the last four reviews I did that with, except for Bad Boys, they all overperformed for the channel. So it's good. It's going well. So
yeah, for some reason, Bad Boys didn't hit for my channel either.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's like the movies that don't get seen the most. Well, I can't say that because Inside Out 2 is doing pretty well too. But like Furiosa did really well for it's my highest viewed review ever, and no one went to see that movie. And then Bad Boys was doing really well in the box office, and no one watched the review. But that's not fair to say. You guys watched the review, and I appreciate everyone who clicked on that and gave it a view. I really do. But yeah, no. Since I started putting text on it, it's the numbers have changed. So I'm gonna keep trying that. I'm gonna keep experimenting with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Collective Movie Man saying, "Have a good night to both of you. Awesome stream." Well, thank you so much for joining, man. The show is made better because you were a part of it, my friend, and I appreciate you, dude. You have a good night. Dave Show says, "What is your guys' hype level for bike riders?" It's gone up a little bit since Sully said it's one of his favorites of 2024, and a couple other people in here have said that it's really good.
Yeah.
So
I was not hyped for it at all. So
it's climbing.
Yeah.
Collective Movement says, last question for Zach too. Have you started the House of the Dragon season 2 yet? They do a whole recap of the first season.
Nope, I'm not.
Not yet.
I'm behind on all my shows. A show that everyone should check out instead of The Acolyte is My Adventures with Superman season 2 is out right now.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
I haven't seen the first season. What is that on? What is that
Max.
playing on? It's Max. That's why I haven't seen it. Okay, that makes sense. It's Superman. Why didn't I make that connection? That's so funny. With that, I think we have gone for nearly 4 hours. That is, I think, the longest episode of Zach Mill Talks Live we've ever had, and we're caught up on all the comments and questions. We did it, so I think that's gonna be the show. I think Zach has given me more than enough time, and I cannot thank you enough, man, for being here, for giving me all your time, for hanging out, for talking about all these fun topics, and to you guys as well for hanging out and really annihilating the chat and just totally giving us a ton of fun things to talk about. Before we get out of here, I need to hear from this guy. Where can the people find you, man?
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube at Zach Attacks. Zach Attacks? Yeah, Zach Attack Reviews. Zach, Z-A-C-H, as you can see down there. You can find me on social media at Zach Attack RVS because reviews is too long. And that's where you can find me on all social medias. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff.
Excellent. Yeah, and you can find me here on this channel. You found me. Congratulations. Yeah, we've got the Bike Riders. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Should have a review up Friday or Saturday if all goes well. Members is going to shoot on Saturday. It'll be up on Monday. If you guys, this is just a little time to shout this out. If you guys want to join us for members, $6.99 a month on the members tier, and you can actually come onto the show on screen and chat with us. The only thing is that you have to be over the age of 18 years old. If you're under the age of 18, please do not join. I ask respectfully. And with that, guys, we are out of here, and we appreciate you all. We'll see you again next week. Same exact time, same exact channel.